Hey, welcome back to Metropole Grid. My name is Andre. Thanks so much for tuning in. It is January 8th, 2026, the first full stream of this year. Hopefully it finds you well. I don't remember having the last track be part of the playlist, but I think we made some good decisions at some point prior. 2025, what a year. How's everyone doing? It's been really busy in Netrunner. I don't know why. I don't know how. This weekend was a massive Netrunner tournament. I didn't know. I honestly had no idea. I muted a bunch of Discord stuff over the holidays, and I think I totally forgot to unmute some stuff. There was a big old tournament this weekend. Maybe you played in it and had a good time, hopefully as well. Aurora, how's it going? Hey, I'm actually able to catch a full stream today. Welcome to the full Thursday stream. This one is Nova based, for better for worst. That is the deck list of the week. For some reason, 40 beautiful cards, singleton Nova deck. We're going to be diving into that, and I think we're going to try a couple different Nova decks, and I think I'm going to be okay with it. Like the idea of playing Nova, which seems so much more palatable than the idea of playing Ampere. It's weird how that is. Cror, how's it going? Staying cold, I hope. As cold as can get. Hopefully you're well. Hey Tom, I'm really digging the vibe of the playlist today. It's been good. It's been really fun and jazzy. We had a couple of good back-to-back tracks. I need to pause it? No, it is paused. Hello. It's grid time, 25:30. I think that is minutes and seconds. Singleton Netrunner incoming, Daniel. How you doing? That's exactly it. Absolutely bopping. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff to go over this week. I think we're gonna dive straight into the deck list of the week just to figure this out and do it. This deck list of the week, it got up here. It's a Nova Initiumia. This is actually playable by Tim Burr. This deck exists for fun first. That's the first line. We're gonna have to keep that one in mind. And the short of the shtick with Nova is that you have infinite influence, 40 deck minimum, but you cannot include more than one copy of any card. So it's all singletons. It doesn't matter if the card has no influence. Everything basically it has to be a one of. And this came alongside Ampere. Ampere was, I think, much less interesting on my side than Nova was. I think Nova is much more playable and okay. Corporations generally need a game plan, and it's really hard to make a game plan when everything's a one of. It's just very, very difficult. You should kind of end up playing against something also as a runner where the corp puts all their cards face down. You kind of cease to make good decisions. Is the face check into the ice? Is it the scariest sentry in the world, or is it a palisade? You can't know. Generally, when you play against Netrunner decks in standard, you have an idea of what they're up to, so you can make your risk decisions based off of that. And against Ampere, it's just kind of salad. Now for Nova, it's less of a problem. I think as a corporation, you still might be a bit upset when you don't ice HQ on turn one and they get you with a one of transfer of wealth. Technically you have to respect everything all at once, even though every card is the least likely card for them to have. That means Nova decks usually get pretty generalist. I've seen Ampere decks that have more specific game plans. We're going to play all the damage cards. We're going to play only the big agendas. We're going to play all the fast advance pieces and the 3/2s. While you can do that, and I don't think it works out super consistently, when it comes to Nova, it's just generally a best of playlist. You play all the best singleton cards that either work independently. You don't see a lot of decks that have combos, like engines, right? You're playing one virus from every faction and some virus support pieces. It doesn't work like that. I think this deck, I've looked through the deck list relatively quickly, and it does have some really ambitious synergy packages, which I do not know if this deck can actually support. But we'll get to that in a second. Hey, Solomir, are you back to 2 streams a week, or have you just not updated your Twitch description? Oh man, yeah, I definitely haven't updated the Twitch description. How's it going, by the way, Solomir? I have updated on YouTube, that's for sure, but Twitch probably has the old calendar on it. So yeah, there's no shot we're back to that, unfortunately. Hey, Cold Lava, how's it going? Cold Lava, did you try out Res Arcana Duo? The last time I played Res Arcana was against Cold Lava, and he kicked mine and Maddie's ass. Maddie and I picked up Res Arcana Duo, which is an interesting thing because it's both a standalone expansion and an expansion you can incorporate to Res Arcana. And the developer talked about it on BGG, and they made a really cool post where they're like, hey, the problem with this is we can't keep putting out more expansions for Res Arcana because they don't sell that well. Because if you don't have the base game that's now an old game, what is this worth? So they decided to make a totally cromulent standalone small box game that also you can combine the pieces with the big game and has slightly different rules to focus on 2-player. And Maddie and I have only played it once so far, and it's on our 10x10 this year. It's really quite good. So check that out. I think you'll like it. All right, let's do this. I bought it, but I haven't played it yet, and didn't add it to my main game either yet. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna add it to my main game. It's neat. It has a smaller section of those spells you can swap out. It has only 2 places of power, which is kind of fun. The artifacts, there's only, I think, 12 of them, or maybe 16. I think it's a small number. And then the way that they do draft is you pick 2 cards, you pick one for yourself and one for your opponent. So at the end of every draft, you'll know half the cards in your opponent's deck. Well, technically, you know all the cards in your opponent's deck because you know your 6 cards, you know your opponent's 6 cards. And it seems like if you're good at the game, looks very, very interesting. I don't know if there's power disparity between the starting artifacts, but it's very, very cool. Yeah, Aurora, check it out. It's like relatively affordable and it's a really complete package. Comes with everything you need to play it on its own. Okay, here we are. So Nova, I think there's cards missing. Could you not play duo rules with a full combined set? You could, but I think certain duo pools are probably better than others because you don't play with all the spells. You only play with like 2 sites of power. But I think it's probably like making a good draft pool. Like you definitely could play those rules with base, but I think you need 12 sites that are interesting. And I think both players need to know what the 12 sites are. Because I think that's some of the magic is knowing exactly what 12 sites there are in the game. Because you pick 6 and then they pick 6 for you or whatever it comes down to. Sorry, 3 and 3 for you. Something like that. Okay, let's just go through it. I think the things that are always interesting are the things that stick out. A lot of times with the Nova decks, I imagine like 70% of every Nova deck is going to be the same because you're going to play the same singleton, very, very strong cards. And this deck I think is actually missing some of the cards I think that are like the obvious, like I'd play this in every Nova deck. We're going to start with the events. Blueberry Diesel, already pretty odd. We have Green Diesel. This deck is not playing. I think Blueberry Diesel is probably a bit better than it looks because you're not a super consistent deck. So for what it's worth, just drawing one more card with Ritual is probably better overall. But getting that bit of like that pseudo tutoring, that bit of like scry value could make sense for a deck that's not inherently very consistent. Then we have best ofs, Bravado, of course, Clean Getaway, Creative Commission, Mutual Favor makes a lot of sense. Overclock, I don't think would be in every Nova deck, particularly decks that have ways to spend credits during runs. No, Overclock gets a bit better. I do think you could play Biobands very easily in a slot here too, but Overclock's also very reasonable. Estebrado is a weird one. I think Estebrado is a card that's only really good if you have multi-access that works with Estebrado. This deck has only one card that I think multi-accesses with Estebrado, which is Docklands Pass. All the other multi-access the deck has is Conduit, which requires a run for the part of Conduit that really matters. And I think we also have a Stargate, which doesn't work at all with Estebrado. So this card's really interesting to me. It's like we really want to do send centrals and C2 cards because you can't use this on a remote server. So this one's weird to me. Steelskin, not bad as like another draw card, let alone protection. You don't generally play Strike Fund. Then we have Gamble and then a single transfer of wealth. I think there's some powerful events you could consider playing here. I think Ritual is good. I like Burner a lot. Like adding alternate win conditions to your deck is really important. And there's probably a whole bunch of other events that I am really a bad job thinking of all the events in the game you could possibly play. But there's definitely some more stuff you can play in here. Like I imagine you could play Illumination in this deck because I don't know who's icing up R&D on turn 1 and you probably have a fair bit of installables. I registered for North Carolina districts, which will be my first OP event. Yo, that's going to be sick. That's really great. Districts are now the dates are coming out. We're going to be announcing, I know ours, but any district is probably the first best district to go to. So that's really, really good. Aurora, do you know if it's an old or new meta in terms of like being past March 14th or whatever the date is that it needs to be for the new set? Hey, David, really struggle with this deck. Where are NC districts at? Oh yeah, well, we'll find out together. Yeah, this deck is like, I don't think it's meant to be a competitive deck. It's very obvious. So if you're playing on JNet casual and playing against like competitive lists, yeah, you're probably not favored. This seems like much more like a chill thing to play at kitchen tables. All right, hardware. Consoles is very interesting. We have 2 consoles here. We have Lilypad, which is an interesting choice. It gives you 2 MU, which is quite nice considering the deck has 12 programs. Not that you'll be installing all these programs. There's some redundancy and you just have to play like backup breakers, like 2 of every fractor. So those numbers get inflated. But 2 MU in a card draw is reasonable as much as this card is a bit expensive. And then we have Penny Shaver, which is probably the most obvious console to play in this deck. I think Hermes also really cheap. I do think maybe plus MU consoles are really good. I think Keiko also makes a lot of sense if you play around Keiko a bit. But the console slots are really interesting. Then we have a Simul Chip, which I think some decks could use better than others. This one probably does okay with it. We'll see how many like dispensable breakers we have, let alone it gives us some safety and we can discard early ugly draws. Then we have a Docklands, which I like Docklands a lot. And then we have Boomerang, which this is what you really need. In any deck that's super not consistent, you need these like cheat answers, and Boomerang's are a really good cheat answer. Shuffles your deck as well. Vantage Point will be legal at the Atomic Empire in Durham, North Carolina. Awesome. Okay, that's really, I am imagining most of the districts are unfortunately going to be after that date. So it's going to get crowded in that month and a half window we have. All right, resources, cookbook. I don't get this one. This one seems really low synergy with the deck. This gives you extra virus counters on viruses, and the deck has like maybe 3 viruses, if I'm not mistaken. We have a botulus, which giving it another counter is actually kind of nice with a simul chip. The conduit extra counter doesn't really matter too much. Fermenter extra counter is okay, but again, it's a singleton. And then tranquilizer is not a card I would play, but getting the extra counter on tranquilizer does matter a fair bit. These sort of cards are like what you don't often see in Nova decks that are like strict build arounds where they're order dependent, that you draw them in the right order. Again, a lot of times that I play these sort of generalist, singleton Highlander decks is you want every card you draw to have maximal impact. So cards like these don't often end up in the deck, but not that it's not fun to play this and keep doing some cool stuff. Silent Chip was probably the worst, the second fermenter. Yeah, but then you also have to get the first fermenter, and I don't know if we're SMCing for it consistently. It's like really, really tricky. I think this is a card you're happy to draw, but also only happy to draw in the first like 5 turns of the game. But yeah, Silent Chip is very easy to use on the fermenter, that's for sure. Nuka, banger. This is what I mean. High impact card that you draw gives you a lot of card draw. Great. No free lunch. It's okay. I think this is a nice little meta thing you can do. At a minimum, having a card that you drew that gives you 3 credits is probably not the worst for a Highlander deck that might have some money problems. And a lot of times when it comes to decks like this, like we've seen 100 card max decks, we played on the channel a fair bit. It's just also a ratio problem where you can figure out that every deck in Netrunner should be like 50% economy, 30% draw, 20% breakers, 10% win condition, whatever it comes down to. And so cards like this make sense because you just need more econ in your deck. I think this deck probably doesn't have enough econ. Maybe it does. I'd have to do the math. Open market, on its own, it's a 4 credit econ card. It's a bit slow, but we probably have enough connections and jobs. Paladin Puemo is great. These are the cards I think we want to play more companions in a deck like this because it's the sort of card that you can open in your opening hand, that you can draw in your opening hand, and it just gives you plus 11 credits the whole game. I imagine we could play just about every companion in this deck, and then you probably want to play Keiko. Is that boring? Yeah. Are the companions boring? Yeah. But you could easily play more of those. Red team, I kind of like it. This is really fun. It is a job that helps with the open market, I think. But it's a sort of like high impact, a lot of money on a single card, which is nice. And we're playing telework, so this one's fun. I don't think I like Side Hustle that much as a card. It also is only very good if you have good reasons to run, and we don't consistently have good reasons to run. I'm imagining a lot of our clicks are going to be clicking for card draw and clicking for credit. So I don't love this sort of thing. Same with Smartware, but maybe it's better. I just think it's a kind of card that if you don't draw early, it's not really worth playing. Stone Chip, great. Telework, really, really good. It's a lot of econ on a single card as much as it's slow. Artist seems to be a bit slow. I'm assuming this card's probably too slow for any standard meta, but it's a fun card to play with. Class Act is very, very good. And this card's also a weird one, Urban Art Vernissage, because I think in this deck it has like 1 legal target. So this is what I mean where like you have 2 card combos don't make sense in a singleton deck too much, but Urban Art Vernissage can bounce Trojans, but they have to be non-virus Trojans, which means the deck has only 1 total thing it can bounce. So if your Slap Vandal gets trashed, well, you have to simul chip it back or this card is dead. It's up to your opponent to like just trash the card knowing you have 1 simul chip. So this is such an easy cut, I think, in the deck. It's very hard to see that this does a lot because it's super conditional on so many other things. All right, breakers. I'm assuming we're running 2 of each breaker type. So code gates, we have Buzzsaw, which is good. Buzzsaw has a downside. We'll see if we're worrying around about the downside. The other one we have is Cat's Cradle. So I think that's interesting. I think there's a chance you can play Unity in this slot too. This is a bit of like early pressure, but you want to pick your 2 favorite code gate breakers. I don't think I'd pick Cat's Cradle, but Buzzsaw, something else makes sense. Killers, we only have 1, which is kind of surprising because that's sometimes the breaker you need the most before you're able to face check against something scary like Jinteki. So we have a Carmen. Maybe we could play a Revolver and then also have a nice way to use our simul chip and get some aggressive face checks, but it's only a Carmen, which is a bit interesting. For the Fractors, we have just a Kurapira as well. So only code gates, we have 2 options, which I guess that kind of makes sense, but only having 1 Fractor and then 1 way in our deck or 2 ways in our deck to get the Fractor scares me. It's a bit dicey. We have a Nanook, which is kind of cool. This card is neat. It is a bit expensive. It is a bit clumsy. It's a bit of MU and has a really bad text if you ever get to that point, which you always get to that point. So maybe this bridges the gap, but I don't really want to pay for a Nanook. And then we have a Slap Vandal, which is fun, but without the ability to move it around or do anything cool with it, it's a bit rough. Hey, Eric, how's it going? If the heart of the cards is strong with you, then you'll draw exactly what you need every turn, the ultimate toolbox deck. I wonder if Side Hustle came pre-seed with 1 credit would be playable. It does, doesn't it? Eric, it does. Yeah, 1 more. Oh, if it came in with 2, you just gotta make 4 runs. I'm guessing this 1 credit was a balance thing. That this card does not seem like it should have come in with 1 credit in terms of like the elegance of the card. And then it's like really hard to move these numbers around, right? Because the more runs, the more payout. You want that, but yeah, 1 more credit. Also, shout out to both Eric Hayden and also Jeff. How you doing, Jeff? Both put out some like really good content over the last week or so. I have nearly finished both of them. I've been kind of like dual track drifting. We'll get to that in a second. Hopefully y'all are well. This card has a lot of funky dev numbers. Yeah, it does feel like the devs kind of got their hands on this one and had to do a lot of work to make it make sense. It's an interesting card for sure. Hey Joel, how's it going? Botchless, this is great. This is what I mean. You want these generalist cards that can solve a lot of problems. If they have a remote server you need to push now, Boomerang, Botchless, these cards are really great. You want to play it, you have a simul chip, technically you have a cookbook. Conduit is a win condition. The person who made this deck, Timber, talked about how they really like playing Conduit, really like playing Stargate. Stargate's not very popular right now, but it's one of my favorite cards of all time. I think it's just really good fun. Having two big kind of expensive cards that target R&D, that's okay. We have Docklands, I guess, for HQ. There's a lot of other multi-axes I think you could put into this deck. And for what it's worth, I don't think we want to play the long game. Like, I think you're very happy to put something like a finality in a deck like this, where you're just hoping the game is over sooner than later. But Conduit's fine. It's fine. I imagine this is pretty expensive to get down. Fermenter, really, really good. SMC, a way to consistently get the program that you need, which is going to be a problem for us for sure. We have a Stargate, and Tranquilizer is a card that I haven't seen in the standard format in years. So whether it's a pet card, whether it's tuned for the certain meta that Timber's playing in, it's not something I have a lot of belief in. There's not very expensive ice in the meta right now. If you can derez, best case scenario, you could go ahead and derez, I don't know, like a big old Komodo Dragon. You could always play Mag Electric, which I think is a bit easier to play, but this card's definitely a pet card. What if Side Hustle only cost 1 credit and didn't come with a loaded credit? Would that make it more playable? But then my open market synergy. I mean, maybe. Making the card cheaper would make it better. My favorite thing is when the card costs something and it comes in with that many credits or that many counters. I find that so nice, so easy to play. We'll get to there. D-Res Brawn seems fine. Yeah, I mean, D-Res Brawn is okay. For what it's worth, this deck is really bad at breaking barriers. Buzzsaw and Buzzsaw and Kurapira are very bad at high strength stuff in general. Usually you'll play decks that play these breakers with some amount of support, whether it's Leech for central runs, and this deck looks like it wants to run a bit, so you could definitely play a Leech. Also, Chesva is a card I think I'd play in every single Nova deck that's not in this deck. So like our economy does not really subsidize us for running, and we have a lot of cards that kind of care about running a fair bit, like Red Team, what's it called? Side Hustle, Penny Shaver, right? But we don't have a lot of the run support stuff on the runner side, the breaker side, program side. I've been playing a lot of NR solo, and I can tell you that Side Hustle and Smart Way feel a lot like in that lower power world. Is that the mode that was added to the Chiraboga fork? I wanted to check that out. I was considering making it a stream today, but because this decklist of the week seems so interesting, I thought we wouldn't. Next week, mind you, we're going to have a really good stream. Pat is joining in paper, and we're going to play original Netrunner. We're going to make like constructed decks, kind of like modern Netrunner, but just translate them into ONR, and we'll have all the card scans and everything. So it'll be a fair bit of work, but that should be next week. So tune in Thursday for that. Let's give this a shot. I mean, my expectations are not very high. I think that we're going to struggle to have a lot of money. We're going to just struggle to do a lot of the basics. Like we're basically playing Netrunner, but less consistent. And then also like just a fair bit less power level. That's fine. Our expectations are trying to do the best of what we have. So it should be okay. SRN, I'm doing well. Thank you. How have you been? Oh, I have to open JNet. Seems useful. I went to sleep with this Nova deck for locals, a bit of fun, but it seems like a pretty random pile. I don't think it'll be that fun. It depends who you are, right? Like, I know myself, and I will get pretty frustrated playing Nova. I think you have to go into this, and like the write-up is very clear, like this deck is for fun. If you're taking it seriously, what are you doing? I do think you can build a more competitive-minded Nova deck. We're probably going to try and do that today. There's easy changes you can make to this deck to even push you to be a bit more consistent. I just want to describe like what I'm thinking when I see a lot of the card inclusions and what I'm thinking when I want to make a Nova that's a bit more consistent. But right, like we're playing Nova. And for what's worth, I don't even want to play against Impair. Oh my God, I forgot to not go to this chat page. I opened that up on accident. I forgot how bad it is. That makes it perfect for a stream. Andre will enjoy it. I honestly think I won't crash out. Like, it's very likely that I could crash out here. I don't think I will. I'm pretty sure I won't. Is there anywhere online you can see all the ONR cards? I've always been curious, but it's hard to find more than a handful of them. Yeah, Go Meteor. How's it going? There's a place that I used to go when I was building my cube. Let's see if we can find it. ONR card gallery. There was a website that had all of them. It was pretty easy to use. I'll see the name as soon as I see the name. But it was like one of these websites that collects and archives old trading card games. This was like a year and a half ago. So what's it called? Netrunner. What's the name of one of the expansions? 2.0 cards. What if I made an Ampere deck special for you? I mean, like, I guess I'll do it. But I think I have to do 1996 TCG. The other thing you can do, yeah, this is it, CCG Trader. So if you go to CCG Trader, they actually have a really good database. So you can go to any of the sets. So let's just go to Limited 1.0, and it has all the cards. It's not really great to search. It's not like you can search subtypes, but this has all the cards so you can just page through them. Somebody scanned all of these and made a Reddit post, I want to say like 5 years ago, and they scanned all of these and they processed them with like whatever AI filtering to high res them, and they're reasonable. Some of the art, some of the text gets a bit crispy, but if that is also on a Google Drive somewhere where you can see all the cards in full bleed that are actually like ready to send to NPC if you wanted to print them. But this website is where I saw all the cards to look through them. It also has a ability for you to export like a JSON file that has all the names and stuff like that. So if you want to just like build a database, but yeah, this is where I would go. CCG Trader. Yeah, the chat jump scare was pretty bad. All right, let's do it. Let's see if we can find a Lucy. We found a Lucy. Okay. Okay. Is this actually playable? I don't think it is. That would be my guess. I have 2 decks. Okay. One that is Nova tier but not Ampere, one that is Ampere. Your choice. I want to say that I said your choice before she said pick your poison. Oh no. All right, this is Ampere. I really do not like playing against Ampere because you just cease to make good decisions. When your game is about interacting with face down cards, having that being a limited card pool makes you smarter. It makes you have better decision making. It allows you to play a bit more aggressively, knowing that you're not face checking into an HB ice that turns out to be an ice that like Sice and taunts you and you die on turn 3. That's never happened to me before. So yeah, it is what it is. Let's talk about this opening hand. We have our 1 Fractor. That's definitely valuable. A lot of the barriers will end the run. We have our 1 Sure Gamble. We have our Side Hustle. But then these cards here are kind of useless, right? Overclock, we don't have any way to use it unless like Ampere puts assets on the table. And for what it's worth, assets do hit the table a lot with Ampere. I'd rather have Side Hustle for that. And Estebrado is kind of useless because going centrals to see a single doesn't really make sense for 2 credits. I think we can do a lot worse than this is my guess. Like we can end up with a hand of like Lilypad, Simulchip, Overclock. Like you can make a worse hand. I think we can go over versus Reg Ampere is honestly a fair matchup. Yeah, I think so too. D, how's it going? I think this should be okay. I'm going to keep this hand. Like there's only 2 kind of Ampere decks, maybe 3 kind of Ampere decks I've seen. I've seen like asset spam where you just play all the assets and overwhelm the runner. That's fine. They don't really score out really well, I don't think, but maybe you could get like FUT locked. Then there's the one that just plays all the kill cards like Measured Response, Public Trail, and the Line. That one's hard to play around because you need to keep your money up. But and then the other one is just like Fast Advance. Why did you actively say no to Ampere? I mean, buckle in. We're in for a long stream. I got my coffee. I feel like Sure Gamble Nova's a banger opening hand. I mean, I don't want to think it is, but it might just be. Tron, how's it going? I think we're just going to do Sure Gamble Side Hustle. We'll check the table. It could be like bite into end of game. Wall to wall for 3. We have to trash this because this is way too much value for Ampere. Again, Ampere, a lot of the economy cards are going to be assets. So I think we're just going to trash that. I have no real reason to go for a single because if it is a bite, we just lose the game. That's not great. Nova versus Ampere used to be a really loved matchup before Elevation. I think Ampere is the biggest casualty by far. What do you mean, D? I'm just going to draw. We need more economy. Yeah, this card I'm not excited to draw. I don't think we can play this card economically for a long time. And I think we're going to get spammed. Oh, 1 Spin Doctor. 1 in 42 for the bite. Eric, that's how Ampere wins games. You cannot be tempted by the 1 in 42. That is how they win games. All right, I think we're going to draw once for a run event, and then we'll run archives. All right, mutual favor. We want to get a breaker on the table before we lose it. This is where you can sit there and just run archives over and over and over again, which I wouldn't recommend. Did Lucy mull? I don't think I said good luck, have fun. Lucy mulled, and then we have a Spin Doctor, so let's flush it out. Ampere lost a ton of good cards in the Yeet. Oh, okay. So 2 cards are back. We're assuming they're agendas. We, in theory, can mutual favor for a breaker. I don't really want to do that, but maybe the safe thing here is to mutual favor for a Sentry Breaker. But then we're down to, like, what? 1 credit? I mean, I hate doing this, but we only have one killer in the whole damn deck, so I'm gonna get it, I guess. But that's it then. Good luck and fun. I don't recall saying fun. Like, take all the good HV cards lost, and Jiteki and NBN and Wayland and Pair lost all of them. Yeah. Rashida, too. So I'm assuming that Lucy just thinks we can't keep doing this. If we lose our crew repair, we have to use our simul chip. I'm happy to check this. We might want to click for a credit first on the basis that 3 is a good breakpoint. It's a Bass. If Lucy spends 6 to score at a 3-2, I don't think we're super upset. The cookbook, at least we drew it early before we drew any of our other stuff. But this is what I mean. You want your top decks to be like really impactful. In theory here, you could Estebrado HQ. I think the best opening card for this deck is Paragon. But like technically Estebrado HQ, Lucy got rid of 2 agendas, so there might only be 1 in there. I think we're happy if she scores this out. I think I'm going to draw to throw out this cookbook. We have a getaway for next turn. That's really good. I think there's no way we play this lily pad in the next like 17 years. We're just, maybe that's foolish because we only have 2 MU cards in the whole deck. So maybe you're meant to keep on this. Actually, it's very likely that the cookbook is worse. I think we should have traded these. We should have kept the lily pad thrown out the cookbook. Okay, cool. Card thrown out. Yeah, we definitely should have kept it. So side hustle pops next turn. We definitely can draw first before we clean get away the Bass. Okay, good. Never punished. Never punished. So I think we can just do Penny Shaver, run Bass twice. We'll throw out a card here. Side hustle is every single run, not first time a turn. But now this server is a liability. So I'm just gonna run it again. We have to discard a card. We'll happily discard the cookbook, I'm pretty sure. We can't overclock it. Yeah, let's just run. We're gonna have a lot of money. Oh, we drew a Nuka, that's good. We can now trash this, but now this is on the table. If Lucy doesn't ice it up, yes, it's not that good without this. Turn 4 after the game. Uh-oh. I think we're happy if she uses this. This is really expensive. All right, I'm just gonna get rid of the cookbook. It might be the Dorado here. At least we can kind of face check with 6 credits and a Carmen. Oh, okay, she got a government subsidy, so we're gonna be hit by 1 Oppo research and lose the game, huh? Okay, we could face check on 4 credits on 15. She could res a big old lizard. I think we're allowed to face check here. If we lose our career peer, we lose our career peer. Hey, Delta Lambda, how's it going? Happy New Year. How you doing? Happy New Year to yourself as well. I think we'll poke. Let's see what happens. We need to spend some money. This is where like face checking I really do not like against Ampere, and now very comfortably Lucy's on 15. Oh, Maskarovka, very good. We break that for like 4 every time. Res it for 1s is nice. We could clean getaway this. I think we do that and set up the Nuka. It sucks to clean getaway just to be technically a 4 credit econ card. We wish we could do better. Played my first Netrunner since Worlds this week. Oh, nice. What sort of format are you playing? I think on 14 credits now we have to trash this. And I'm going to click for credit because we're going to Nuka next turn. All right. Barrier, code gate. Those are the options, right? So I think we can Nuka. If we have a boomerang, we'll just hit it. Okay, nice. If we do Botulus, it just shuts this ice down, probably. So we could do Botulus, run, and Alaska Creative. I think that's probably fine. This easily could be an agenda. Never Advance seems less possible in this format. Ampere also could be running a lot of 5/3s. So like Holloman's the one thing we have to deal with. But if we do Botulus, I don't love botuling unresed ice, but I think we'll just try this. The thing is, like, I have no read what the server could possibly be. Like, literally 0 read. Did you put on the pink suit to get back in the mood? It was the auction draft. Okay, cool. No further. So this ice is a waste. It's an off-world office. That seems like a good steal for us. We could get oppoed. We're just going to creative. It's a small oppo. We don't care. But this probably would show up in most decks, but maybe this is more agendas than we think and not just like big 5/3s. I think there are enough 5/3s in the format to sate a whole deck. Lucy needs another ice for the remote server. We're like kind of not at the point where running with Kurapira makes sense. Like we have to install the Kurapira. We have to break Maskarovka, which costs us 4. Technically costs us 3, but paying 3 for a single axis like just doesn't make sense without multi-axis. Oh, okay. Well, now it's a bit more tempting. But this is where like it's really, really, really tricky. It just doesn't feel like it makes sense. And playing Estebrada only saves us a couple credits. All right. So this Urban Art Vernissage is useless. It cannot return Botulus. It just does not work like that. So I think we do very little here. There could be cards in archives. There's only one Spin Doctor out, so the other shuffling methods might be a bit harder to do. And I think we just click for 5 here. We could also draw and throw out the Urban, but then we should have done this in a different order. So I guess I will last click draw. Yeah, last click draw, we wouldn't have installed the Career Pier, we would install the Open Market. So that was a pretty bad turn, let's be honest. Yeah, okay. We definitely should have scheduled that better. Cool thing with this Open Market is if we draw our class act or we draw our artist, we can play it cheaply. So this was pushed out with Never Advance, which means that Lucy either has a Seamless in hand or some way to score this thing out because she didn't advance it. So haul him in. This could be any defensive upgrade. A lot of them we can't deal with. We're on 4 credits. We're assuming this is a code gate. We can still face check to force a res. Worst case is an MIC, I guess. This also could just like purge. Any of the parts of this could purge. We technically have 7 credits if we crack the no free lunch, so I don't think we have to take the Penny Shaver. I think we can just face check this. I don't want to put the Net Nook down because it's really expensive. Yo, Ren, Supernova Roar Bear deck. This is the deck list of the week. It has all those cards in it and more, but only one of each. What do you got? Like at any point, the ice could be a Stavka. Like that is the biggest issue. At any point, something could be a Stavka and the game could just be cooked. And like, I do not know how, oh, okay, no res. It's a Manny, we'll probably double click. It's a Manny. We have to double click here. Action, I think we could consider taking Thinking. If we take the double click, we only have Thublub. We probably hit the NFL first. I think taking this for 3 makes sense. I don't know how bad the matchup is. In theory, we're okay to public trade on the line. This card is probably worth a bit more because we don't know what exactly she's trying to do to us. But if we want to crack this now, we will only have 3 credits to trash the Managarm and whatever this card is. I'm assuming this is a trashable. We don't need to trash the Managarm. I think I'm going to keep this because I think one of the ways that we lose is from a tag. So let's just keep the no free lunch. Wax is a new card first. It's a Midnight 3. Okay. So now we can trash the Managarm? Why there's so many people named Roar and Netrunner. How's it going, other Roar? And I think now here we're at a 1 credit. We can take the Penny Shaver just to be safe against like a big oppo. But if Lucy big oppos, I don't think anything happens. We can clear all the tags. I think we just take the Penny Shaver here. No ice is being res, which is really weird. And now we went on a 5-3. But there's also a big chance, especially because it looks like Lucy mulligan 2 agendas, that she might just be on 10 4-2s, which is like, or 4-2-3-2s, like the NBN way. I'll just take the money there. Morning, Metropole. Hey, Jai, how's it going? I always assumed you were all named after the core set Fractor. You would hope for better, wouldn't you? This is Ampere versus Nova. Yeah, Lucy built this Ampere deck, I think, for this evening. This Nova deck is the decks of the week. Uh-oh. Things are not going well, I think. Oh, no. Okay. Uh-huh. They're all in hand. I drawn 16 points by turn 4. 19 points by turn 7. I mean, no nice R&D anymore. What am I gonna do? Rega Maskarovka for 4? Yeah, this is an issue too. It's like on the corp side, you do miss things like the Spin Doctors for, you know, this sort of mitigation. Yeah, that's not good. Hey, Elzar, how's it going? I think I predate 2012. Yeah, it looks like Lucy flooded up, which like, yeah, there you go. GG. What's the ice on the remote? No, it's all good. Bola? Ablative. That's bad. yeah, that's not good. That's not good. Oh, that's so fun how bad it is. Like, this is the issue with Amperes. You have to run that everything's a damn Stavka at 7 strike, and it turns out it's an ablative barrier that you botulist and a tattoo bola with no ice in hand. Like, what a world. What a world. Archives is Fuji SDS. Oh, sick. With a tier in front of it. And is Longevity, Luminal, Seamless, Basalt, Zeta. So we call this Seamless, which makes sense. considering how the jams have been. The Zato's good. I thought, couldn't you, were you not able to bass the 3-2? I think you bassed the 3-2. I think you bassed the Luminal for 7 credits. Little Pap is running his first remote. Bro, you should really change your name to Paperclip. Much better pedigree. Beans. Aye. Okay. Cool. I think the big problem is tier is on archives. Like, I don't think you want to put that there. I think this needs to be on the remote server at all costs. You didn't want to put tier on remote? I can't run that. Aurora Twitch. All right, we'll run it back. I mean, before that. No worries. Here's the classic archives ice. Imagine the turn you run it and you're like, I'm not going to click through the end of the run. So, such good value. Yeah, it's value. There's 6 points in there and then, oh, okay. Legit. Yeah, I think you don't put the tier there. Like, I think you put any other ice there and then you just put the tier on the remote server. Like, I don't know how Lucy's game was. But I think, like, even if there's points in archives, you just put an ice there and say an ice will be enough to dissuade me. Because again, I think every ice is the worst ice in this game. Because I like fear unres dice apparently in 2026. Thanks again. Imagine Nova and Pair have text that let them bypass the boundless, so tier 9 Civic can be a thing. But like, I'm gonna get blown out. Like, you think I'm playing around Zato Grid program destruction on their remote server? Yeah, descent sprints on a simulation reset. There must be more. All right, cheers. All right, let's do another one. I think you saw, like, we are so dependent on our top deck being good that all the cards that we highlighted as like being kind of rough draws were rough draws. Like, we're not happy to draw the what's it called? The Vernissage. We're obviously not happy to draw Cookbook. You just need your cards to be independently good in a deck like this, where like nothing's consistent. Hey, Lucy, no worries. Good game. Roar on YouTube. Hello. I love that I went my whole life never meeting another Roar. In the last 3 years, I met nearly a dozen. You know about the card, right? Like, we're aware. This was core set. I mean, the art's really good. Adam Doyle made a nice little post in our Netrunner about the new year, posting a collage of art. Very cute from Adam. Wow. All right, we'll do one more like this, I think. From that point, we'll do some changes. My fear of the worst possible ice is so dulled by one of my locals throwing on Nancy or Tyr or Cloud Eater into any faction. You eventually just get used to it. That's one way, but like, okay, I want to be clear. The last game I played against him, Pair and Paper, I had like the busted opening. I was playing a constructed competitive deck, and I made my first run of the game after installing my Fractor and my Decoder, and I died to Saisenton calling like hardware and as. And I just died. I was like, this game is so easy. I think I sniped like a Luminal off the deck. And then my first run into ice, dead. And that just like sticks with you so hard. Average Adam SLW. I know about the card. It makes my name and link on JNet. Oh, that's annoying. I've seen a bunch of people where their name has like some part of a Netrunner card. You have to get used to it really quickly. Wild. Saisenton needs to be added to that list. Yeah. I think I was running with 4 cards in hand. With 5 cards in hand, it's like not likely you die. But 4 cards in hand, yeah, you die. A lot. More than half. Wish my name was a better Fractor. It's not too late. What you always can do is you can ask the folks at NSG to make a nice Meadows card. My fave is when he added Toll Booth out of NBN. I like that. Jailbreak haunts me wherever I go. This deck should have Jailbreak in it. By the way, I forgot about that card. There's a whole bunch of cards you'll forget about until their name is said. But yeah, this deck could easily play Jailbreak. It's a cantrip, it's early pressure, it's multi-access, it's everything this deck wants. Because I don't think we can wait till we draw our conduit, install our conduit, and go. Paperclip Meadows. That's a nice ring to it. Oh boy. There's 19 games online right now? That's like a lot. That's genuinely a lot. These are mostly standard games. Damn. Okay. Very cool. Hey Shadow, how's it going? Any tips for your players' first CBI? Our group is young with only 1 year under the belt and looking to help them. There's a goal to get in the top half if possible. No. Take a seat for sure. So I haven't played in an online tournament in a long time, mostly doing casting. What I would say for your CBI, the big thing is like it's a long day. So there's 2 days of CBI Swiss. Technically, there's 3 days of CBI Swiss. You pick one, which makes sense for your time. But what I recommend is it's gonna be a bit lonely in your computer, just like talking to no one and doing JNet stuff. If you can get into a voice channel with your opponent, that helps. But I would recommend like getting a group or jumping into GLC between games to talk about things. Because I think a big part of Netrunner is like the social, like big part of organized play is like talking to people and decompressing and sharing stories between games. So trying to make like the online JNet tournament as less lonely as possible is like incredibly important. Otherwise, yeah, the attritional stuff, like Lockmanos, how's it going, is saying, is that food and water is really important. Keep yourself hydrated, keep yourself fed. It's a long day, even if you're not doing movement. Sitting down is really, really nice. But yeah, my biggest thing is trying to make it as social as possible. Also, don't be worried about walking away. Like, you can walk away. It's an online tournament. I'm not a big fan of it. In person, people don't walk away from tournaments 99% of the time. I'm going to mulligan, I think, this hand. I don't like any of it. It has no money. This is better. But yeah, if things are not going well, you can play out the day. But also, like, if your expectations and you're not feeling it, you can just leave. That is kind of the nice thing about online tournaments. I shouldn't be someone endorsing that specifically. I do think expectation management is kind of where I wanted to get at. Snacks help too, for sure. I only played in one online tournament, and the difference between voice chat and no voice chat is huge. Yes, one of them is a very lonely day. The other one is like a nice way to hang out with people. But it's up to your opponent to want to do voice chat. If they don't, I would just recommend trying to get into a social online space to talk with people. Even if it's just like non-Netrunner friends, to just be like, hey, I'll be on Discord between rounds if you guys want to talk. That's quite nice. Classic side hustle Stargate start. You think we should send it? I kind of just want to do Stargate send it because we have telework for backup. I'm just going to do the fun thing. Did she mull? She kept. Okay. I was like, we found our one spin doctor. That's not exactly true. So barriers kind of suck. Atea likes all of these cards. Samaxamon the least. Samaxamon we can always break without a breaker. Tattoo Bola is hella annoying. Spin Doctor is a bit annoying. So I think we should get rid of the Tattoo Bola and assume there's going to be a Saman R&D, but like the start's not good because we're like financially really in the hole. The nice thing is we have the Steel Skin. Maybe there's a line that you put down Side Hustle first. I don't think so. The reason I dropped my last online tournament was no one wanted the VC. Yeah, it's like, I don't know what the meta is like if people do VC or not. Still remember losing the HHN and FC3 in my first games online and just not understanding why I was losing. So I need to talk to people. Hey, what's going on? Thanks for advice. Yeah, of course. Let us know how it goes. It's like, this actually may matter more when you play in person, but you have to understand that online organized play, especially if a long event of long grounds, is a bit like, what are they called? Like a marathon, the sort of like endurance sports. That there's usually like this crest to it. At some point you want to give up. At some point you kind of hit the endorphins and they kick in and you start like locking in and coasting. For some people, it's easier than others. But yeah, it's there's definitely something to it, and it's very, very quite fun. Okay, the problem is I don't want to pay 4 credits to draw 4 cards with this hand. So I don't think we play the class act until we stabilize economically. Stargating into ice can lose the game into Sai Santan. At least, well, but the Steel Skin's actually not super likely. No. Like, I don't want to commit to the side hustle. I don't want to play the Steel Skin because we know it's going to be relevant to face check. So if anything, I think we just like click up our credits to play class act next turn. But like, you see how kind of slow we are. I was rather shocked by how far I made it in my first CBI. I had a good meta read and rode that pretty far. Yeah, CBI is also like, any tournament is a good first tournament. Ooh, peer review showing us, this is probably Spin Doctor, but she's got points in hand. CBI people bring the good stuff, right? It's not that difference with a lot of other tournaments. Some are more casual, like Showdowns have a bit more casual spread, but so it looks like next turn she's going to score a Lacoste. This is like the issue, right? And this is not a crash out. Is what this deck requires to break 2 ice on turn 3 is very, very, very difficult. We cannot functionally break 2 ice on turn 3 nearly ever. And we have to break 2 ice on turn 3. Otherwise, she's going to get a Proprio negation counter for 6 credits. Maybe we can face check and hope this is the Samuk Samun and like just take 3 damage. Maybe that's fine. But just so we know, like having the ability to break 2 ice on turn 3 is nearly impossible for this deck. And so standard is going to be a problem. Not that 2 ice remote rushes are that. This is not a crash out. Was called a crash out. No, that was sensible. Ian, how's it going? Super sensible. Ian, we got to play Fart Nova at some point. I'm seeing your Fart Nova posts. Probably the minority, but I like when there's no voice chat because when I narrate the entire match to myself, I tend to do better. Yeah. Yeah. That's how I play. I would record myself. I think if I was going to play in an online tournament, I would stream it like Sokka does, where I would like blank out chat between rounds and just like talk through everything. Just playing Fart Nova. Are you good, Ian? I'm assuming you're pretty good. I'm playing Jeff right now and I'm playing Maddie, but we play asynchronous, which I'm pretty sure you don't want to do. Okay, so we can let this go through. It's pretty bad for us. We want to contest the Spin Doctor so that our Stargate has some amount of threat, but in theory we could like contest Spin Doctor, contest R&D, contest Server 1. I think we just have to commit to the side hustle because it's what the deck gave us. So we're just going to start running and touching things. She might let us trash the Spin Doctor, which honestly, when this dog catches this car, we are not sure what to do with it. Luckily, we don't have to. And we're shuffling back a Tattoo and a Peer Review. Fine. Still learning and mid. Okay, this will be really good for my ego if we want to play then. Because I don't know how good I am. Because I only played like 4 people. I think we just Stargate and see what happens. We're not likely to die, and I don't like our hand. But she doesn't have to score this out. Like, she can just spend 3 and slow roll it. Feeling antisocial now because I normally don't use voice chat in online events. I feel like I can focus more on the game. No, passive, don't feel antisocial. It's up to you. Like, some players want to be in voice chat and play better. Some people want to be private. When I play, like, if you think I'm a friendly person, play against me in a tournament. I shut down. And then you try to make jokes, so I'm like, uh-huh. Like, I'm totally different when I play. Okay. So, like, don't feel about it. Hedge fund, Spin Doctor, Charlotte Casador. We could trash the hedge fund and come back. Like, I don't want to trash the hedge fund, but, like, Lucy probably needs money. We know her hand has 1 more agenda in it. Trashing the Spin Doctor is expensive, but we want to side hustle anyways. I think we can afford to do it. We just want to make runs. I'm with passive, but also online tournaments make me grumpy and agree with Andre. I drop after losing 2 rounds. Yeah, Eric does do the Eric online crash out. But I think, Eric, a lot of your problem is that also online tournaments are lonely. Tournament Andre, evil Andre. Wake up, walk across the full like floor of Legos. It's genuinely different. Now, this last click run, she can res because she knows we can't pressure server 1. Ah! This is fine. Glad we trashed the hedge fund. The cool thing about this card is we can tank it every turn. The bad thing about this card is that we cannot Stargate through it successfully. Evil Andre sounds awesome. He's like, okay. He's not my favorite. I wish I was more. Yeah, please. I wish he was nicer when he played tournaments. I never ever do voice comms because I can't help but give info away. I always enjoy an extended text chat after a round. Yeah, that is more common. Nice. Wait, have we taken all the damage yet? We kept our Carmen. I mean, that seems important. Oh, we ran to access a Vampire Nasa. Good for us. That's really, really good. So Lucy drew a Vampy and put a Vampy back. So, yeah. He's just locked in. Oh, she didn't res. She didn't res the Lacosta. That's weird. So that's the Spin Doctor. Evil Andre once accepted a drink from me and only thanked me once. As John does. How's it going, John? I stay really hydrated when I play in tournaments. Peer review for a... Oh, I guess it could be the 3rd card. So we're doing Spin Doctor on top of Spin Doctor. Cool. How you doing, John? Laying down all of Canada or something? I mean, she wouldn't dare trash the side hustle. I swear to God, if she trashed the side hustle, I'm going to be so upset. No, she's worried about her puzzle. She's not worried about this little side hustle. If she trashes the side hustle, I think we lose the game. Like, on the spot. I will crash. I genuinely will crash out if we lose this thing. I think dropping when you're not enjoying yourself is one of the way online tourneys are often more healthy than IRL. No! No! I'm doing great. I'm not doing well anymore, John. I'm not doing well. Good to hear you're good. Ah! Okay, we need to get the Carmen down. So I think we're going to do telework, run archives, Carmen, run HQ. We died a bite, but who cares? Hey, Triple Diamonds, how's it going? Welcome to the stream, maybe. That's an old school little thing you got there, little SMC. Now your neighbors don't like you. They're on holidays. They're not here. Our apartments, we're watering plants for the neighbor. I don't think they can hear us at all, but they can really hear everything else. I wish we had a click left to run server 1. Death is a friend. Oh my god, Ian. Andre's about to let his Dark Passenger out. The Dark Passenger is a Nebula no remote deck. The Dark Passenger is the guy who plays against the Nebula no remote deck. Haul her away. Mindscaping. Uh-oh. We're in danger. That's okay. She's just shuffling cards around. I don't think that's really important. All right, an agenda's in a remote server. No wave Adrian, that's fine. He has text. So we know that there's a 3-cost ice here, so I think we're just going to pressure it. This card doesn't do anything. Nice. So this could res a Bola. This could res a thing, but like we're flailing. We just need to draw our refractor, I guess. But like there's no way for us to break Empiricist in any way that makes sense. And we're going to need a couple Stargates. The best thing here we're going to do is pressure HQ. So I think we're going to wait till we hit a Samuk and we can't take the damage. Yeah, so we're not legally allowed to take the damage because then we die to a single copy of Mindscaping, and we cannot do that. So we just did this to make her spend 3 credits so that she can't res La Costa in a way that makes a lot of sense. Her ice is res though, which is pretty good. Great podcast, by the way. Yeah, I have a list of things to shout out. One of them is the podcast. I haven't finished it yet, so don't spoil it. Is this a run-of-the-mill Nova deck? Yeah, it is. It's a bit more like, has a bit cuter combo stuff. Like, oh, it has some viruses and it has cookbook, which is not like super common in Nova. Oh, it's wow. So the agendas just got out of hand. Now we're getting locked out. Plan for random end of line? No, no shot. No shot. Okay, so now Charlotte Coast is on the table. This deck also doesn't have a pinhole, which like I would not leave home without a pinhole. Okay. I mean, this works. You have to make a successful run, technically. Not really. But we could send it HQ. We know that she has an agenda in hand for sure. She's stabilizing economically, so we probably have to go HQ here. So we could run server 3. The Spin Doctor will probably get popped. One of the agendas gets pushed out. Then we won't be able to run HQ unless we Debrado it. But I think we need a Debrado for the Stargate. Like, I think we just tank an Empiricist and hopefully the Debrado survives. And then we just like Debrado back. All right, Spin Doctor 1 unseen. That makes sense. It's the agenda. But I'm in Metro Prime 4 credits, so I'm super offended. I heard it was not recommended. So we don't want a mutual favor to show her that we have the Fractor. It's a good card. We could provide a remote at 6 credits. I guess we could take a Sice and Tom, but we could break it. So we could just provide this remote server to force credits. I'm okay with it, kind of. Like, I don't know what the bad face check here is. But this like puts her in an awkward situation that we can end up getting 5 credits for a single click unless she reses the outermost ice, which is not like a huge win for her. We actually technically could go all the way through. We barely have enough to trash the server. Like we could take 3 damage to just do thing. Is it a Vampy on Archives? It could be. It easily could be. But this is a bit better. I think we just bounce here. If we take the 3 damage, we have a very good chance of losing the mutual favor, which opens up centrals. Then we have to play the Adrian game. No matter what we win, there's definitely more than one Adrian in the deck. So like if doing that last click is not incredibly good, we always want to do Adrian and then run back with Samak is hard. Got to reread Adrian. No shot. I'm reading Adrian. You play a side game. That's all that matters. Okay, we're up to 14 credits though. That feels good. Okay, is prototyping the best Netrunner chip holder I've ever used? Ooh. Charlotte's doing a thing. Charlotte's leaving. Now the Fortune hand goes into the remote server on 12 credits. She can res just about anything, including a Cloud Eater, which is going to be bad because we end up taking all the tags. It's bad. It's really not good for us. Let's see if Atea does something. Atea saved like 2 credits this game and a free Adrian click. It's fine. I'm not sure if she has agendas in hand though, if we want to like mutual favor for the breaker. But this thing is always going to be 5 credits technically in the format. It's like kind of good. Oh, it's Mersha. Sick. Like there's going to be a lot of efficiency on this side of the table and we're not going to see any of it on our side. It's going to be like click to draw. Yeah, that's the worst case scenario for us. Let's be honest. Okay. So we are crashing out. I mean, we are tagged. I think we have to do this. Like imagine removing a tag to install the smartware to hit the smartware. I think we're going to just do it because it's what the deck wants us to do. but like this already is negative a lot of tempo. And she can score out a 4-2 that gives her 7 credits or ends the run. And she has a good incentive to put like something scary here. Yeah, so this is going to throw us into Vampire Nessa. Decklist to Brado Prey, if anything, would be this window here. But now she can Mersha to put the agenda in the remote server. That's kind of sick. So I don't think she has another agenda in hand. She's gone through, actually, maybe she could. But she's gone through 23 cards. She shuffled back an agenda. So we've seen, yeah, there should be agendas in hand. I think we do it. I think we do mutual Docklands. I don't think we do Brado here. I think we do mutual Docklands run. Maybe we have a chance of sniping something. We died a bite. But we have to make a play. It's the wrong channel, Brian. You need to grid out here. Hey, son. I've heard good things about your holder. Okay, so now we're going to hit a tattoo bowl in hand. You got a chips holder or someone? Thinking. Okay, this might be a spin doctor. I don't know what else there would be to think here. Oh, Proprio. Oh, Proprio into Vampy. We don't die. But she could use the Proprio here, which means like we're doing the good run. Nice, tattoo. So it looks like it's a 50-50. It's a Lacosta. I don't want to trash that. So it looks like we missed the agenda. Unless she used the thinking window for a great effect. This card, considering we cleared the tag, which we might have had to do anyways, we've now spent 3 clicks and 2 credits. Oh, it's a humanoid. It's cool. That's really, really good. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna have a good game in Netrunner here. I hate to announce it, but I think we're struggling to get singles, and this deck has pretty good velocity of putting things in the remote server. Without a pinhole, like we're very, very weak to upgrades. We have no way of dealing with Anoetic Void in the deck. Even just like shutting down a Lacosta is worth something. But yeah, our money now is entirely smart way. This is, I think people in the comments are saying like, if you run companions and you run twinning, like, yeah, you have something there. And I do think you want that sort of like economic boon, but also having that background like pressure, because we can't run a lot. And outside of Stargate, Docklands, and I guess Conduit, like we have to run a lot. And those cards are expensive. And we're full MU. Like, look how many things are going on. You know how many things we do on ours? We'll be fine. Okay. Probably an agenda in hand. She's 16 credits. We can't break code gates. Not a lot of the code gates I'm expecting and the run. So that's cool. Esperado doesn't really work against a Proprio negation. I think we're cooked, chat. I think we're cooked. Oh boy. I mean, okay. All right, now we're really cooked. There's no server we can run for the rest of the game. So anything we'd want to do is run HQ. We could hope that she can't res. We could Desperado it. That would maybe be the best case. We can C2 and flush it from hand. If she had an agenda, it could have gone to this remote server. It's just predicated on her also having ice, which maybe she put all the ice on the table. But like we could take a crack here and see half of the hand. We do know the hand had, what did we see? We saw an ice, a Tattoo Bola, which makes sense. It's probably on the table. And we saw a Lacosta. So we do know functionally like half the hand, maybe. I think I'm just going to send it because like that's all this card does. And this is maybe a window we could snipe something, especially because she probably put her Tattoo Bola on the table. We haven't seen any 5-3 yet, and we really need to see a 5-3 sooner than later. Otherwise, the amount of accesses we need to win the game is really, really low. I think she just lets us in. I don't know if she has anything. Fly Swatter? Okay, so we bypass that. It is a code gate. And this is an Empiricist. We'll spend a click. This is not a Nancy. Now, she's on 3 credits, so if she puts us on archives, it's not super impactful. So we'll see if she uses the Proprio. She does. Okay, cool. I think we tank this. How much is it to break 3? So she has no money. That's really good. You get Proprio to the ends of the earth. It just throws into archives. So 3 credits. I guess this is the most damage you can do for 3 credits, barring an anemone. So it's not going to deal with archives ice. So in theory, we either lose 3 credits or lose our hand. I'll be honest, our hand is Garbo. So I think we're just going to lose our hand. Can she do it again? Yeah, she could do it again. If she does that, we're happy. Could potentially clear out server 1. Yeah, we can still do it. The thing is, like, Adrian, I have to read Adrian now. If the bids differ, the runner cannot access cards other than this upgrade. So every time we run this, we just run this. We break this for 3, get a Kurapira counter, and then she pays 0. She could throw us back into the Bathinimus, but then we're happy. I don't know what server 5 is. I don't think at 0 credits anything really matters here. Imagine you were broke and I got you with a surprise 6 damage combo. I mean, I could imagine worse. I'm happy getting the Kurapira charge slightly here too. This is honestly where we draw the D-Res card and D-Res the Empiricist doesn't have a chance. Okay, so we have to figure out what we want to do here. We either chase out the Adrian Seus, which will cost us, if the bids differ, oh my god. If the bids differ, the runner cannot access cards other than this upgrade. Having a sentence that has, if these things are different, then you can access the same, throws me for a loop. So if we pay the same, we access what's in the server. If we pay different, I access Adrian. She has another Lacosta in her hand. I don't care about the Lacosta. I care about the Adrian, so I have to trash the Adrian for 3. Bid 1. Yeah, I think we bid 1 here, so we can trash the Adrian, but this might just be another Adrian. Okay, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't know what server 5 is. Maybe it's a spin doctor. She needs to put something in the server. She didn't. That's really good for us. Okay. We draw. Buzzsaw. Okay. So if you want to trash Lacosta, 1 if you want to trash Adrian. Why does it cost us so much money? Installing this is better than drawing. So we will. Botchless on the Empiricist is a plan. It gives up on the remote server. I've spent more time reading Adrian than any other card in Netrunner. I think I have to. Besides the flavor text on the Cyclotron, which I just enjoy reading. I think we do this. But no. Same lose game because you missed the agenda. There's no rhyme that can make sense. Everyone's tried, and I appreciate it. But it's so easy to make a rhyme that works for the wrong way. Match the Snatch is way better. But Snatch what? The agenda or Adrian? You see the problem? Can we afford to put a Nuka? I think we can. All right, the smartware has been 3 clicks for 5 credits so far. Not awful. The thing is, like, if Lucy wants to win on a 5-3, unless she's playing Seamless, she has to do install advance, which will give us a bit of a read. Why would I want to snatch Adrian? I mean, it's what we did on our turn. Smersha's doing so much. Like, Mersha getting a free double install here is absurd. And now we're holding HQ. Okay. Nuka. Okay. Boomerang into Empiricist is like a totally legal play. Open Market is another slow smartware card. See, it's the same as Caprice. It protects the agenda. Yeah, but then I have to read the rest of it about like paying different, then trash is only it. Like, I think Caprice is the one that's got me the most to understand what the card is. Do we think this is a spin doctor? It might be. It might just be the second Lacosta though, that she like just put on the table for like flick flack plays. So I think the spin doctor isn't on the table. So we could like pay 5 with Carmen to break Empiricist. That's obviously most of our money. I don't know if we have any more jobs or connections in the deck. We've lost our red team. No, we lost Artist. We lost Class Act. We have lost the red team. We've lost the side hustle. My guess is that there's no targets for this card anymore. So it's just like 4 credits really, really slow. So it'll be credited negative for the next 3 turns. And this game might not be 3 turns. I don't know if we can afford to play this. I think we just run it. Match to Snatch should have been the flavor text. There is flavor text for Adrian. It just didn't fit on the card. It's on JNet. I find it really funny. How's it going, by the way, Jake? I think we gotta make a play. I think we're gonna make, this is not a Vampirnasa. Well, not that she can res it. I've never gotten the Adrian confusion beyond first reading TBH. It's just Ashton Caprice in a card. No, it's, you gotta read it. It's confusing. It's not good. Okay, you're right though, Tron. It's not confusing if you don't read it. So we are doing what I'd call opening a scoring window for our opponent by going really low on credits. So we found Mersha, the last spin doctor, and Fly Swatter. So we'll just get rid of the last spin doctor. We'll install the no free lunch and click for a credit. So we know what she's drawing. She doesn't seem to have the agenda, which is good. And then the last spinny is out. So there's some real pressure here, as much as every single Stargate costs us 5. I think we'd actually be happier here if we had a conduit. So I'm confused by those cards. Oh man. It's not a Regolith. I think it's another it's another Lacosta for sure. If it's a Rego, she would have rezzed it because she's been clicking for credits. So you probably don't lose here. I mean, this is technically something. Paladin's a bit too late. We have 12 cards left in our stack. Again, this open market is probably not worth installing compared to click for credits. Even clicking Smartware Distributor is probably worth it because I don't think we lose here, but I can't read what this is. She has 8 credits, so, and a Proprietary Negation counter. We have 6 credits. We could just put the Tranquilizer on here, but then we're out of MU, which is really bad. Like, this is a deck that wants to play DZMZ for sure, because we have a lot of different programs, and it's just like the cheapest MU you can get in the format, functionally. But yeah, it's rough. It's rough. We could check this. Hey, Sindarin, how's it going? Writing sentences you can't read is something to be proud of, though. One of the few authors who's read more books than he's written. Server, we're flailing here. We can't get anywhere where the points are. We could check this. We could just take the damage on this because that doesn't really matter anymore besides the Tranquilizer. I think we just check this. We could click for a credit, puts us on 4. I don't think that hits any like notable breakpoints because we already have the no free lunch. We're assuming there's like a Tattoo Bola here. What does it cost to break a snake? 7. So I guess we click for 1. Oh, I don't think she can res a snake. Flailing? We're definitely flailing a bit. Oh, vulnerability audit. Yo, pick one for sure. I think there is vulnerability audit. That is what we have to be scared of. I don't think we've seen enough influence, and it's like very much what the stack wants to play. Yeah, it's a good shout out. Man, I get salty losing that card. It has nothing to do with Nova. Vampy. Okay, that's fine. This only costs 5 to res, but it's still something. Less Paladin and open market, totally fine. Those cards don't do anything. I think we take 3 more damage here. Otherwise, we can't really break it. I don't think trashing this Lacosta makes sense because there's this other Lacosta here. Maybe that does make sense, but it's a lot of money. She can definitely give us points here. She also can just like throw us on archives. So I think if she throws us on archives, we have a panic 3 credit button. If she does that, we still lose the game. Like, yeah, we can't. I don't know why we made this run into this Proprietary Negation, but we go to 5, we break this for 3, then we have to take the Bathy. So I think we'll just hit this. There could be an agenda on this table here too. All right, let's see if she throws us. We kept Boomerang and Tranquility. I think we couldn't ask for better cards. So we're on Bathinimus. We have to crack the no free lunch. So we hunted the Proprietary Negation. It's just not enough, and we have to break this or we die. Off-road office in the bin? Weird. So there might be 2 agendas on the table. On 2 credits, we could face check server 5. This we can't face check because we need 5 cards to get through, let alone now she could res this for 5 credits. We're 1 counter short of breaking this amok, or 1 credit. Our Kingdom from Reprise. Reprise is another good card for this deck. Like, you just need, it's a bit situational, but it's so important when like you blow up this Empiricist and go for it. So I don't think we can run this successfully. Running this is not likely to be worth it. It has to be exactly a 4/3 on top of Lacosta, and then she can't res the Lacosta. I think we just have to draw up here or click for credits. I guess we'll Smartware and hope the game's long enough. We probably can lose here though. If it's just it's credit perfect if it's a vulnerability. Yeah, good game. We are very much behind the power curve on this one. But I was sweating. Oh, I can't really. I think the way you focused HQ made things pretty sus. What was in server 5? I think we might have missed the when we saw the 2 and 3, or maybe it was a bluff. But server 5 is actually an agenda behind a Botu. So this is the longevity. So if we hit the longevity, we still have to run this. There was a Cloud Eater in there. I think she could have res this Cloud Eater, but that puts her on not enough money to score out the next turn. But yeah, with the 2 proprietary negations, we can't do this. The early server that we were scared of, the double A server was Cloud Eater into some muck, which is like technically we could have face checked that. This is kind of the issue where like if it's a Seisonton, I don't think we lose the game, but it's really, really bad. But yeah, we just don't generate enough credits to consistently break any ice of this size. I think that's probably why the creator of this deck is playing Tranquilizer, because maybe it's your best way to deal with expensive ice. But I think we can probably do something else. Hand is Charlotte, Lacosta, Grid, Mersha, Fly Swatter, Offrolled, Proprio. From only 3 points in the bottom 29 to 3 points in the bottom 19. I think you just. Yeah, I think actually Lucy's happy drawing agendas, especially early. Like I can't contest this. Yeah. What's left in our deck? We lost a Buzzsaw. We have the Krat's Cradle. I think at this point you'd rather have a Unity. Issue is Console. Our next card is a Console. We threw out the Console, I think, early, when not that we can afford to install it. But yeah, at this point, the bottom of our deck is not very useful. No. I can't break more than 1 Empiricist every 2 turns. There's actually a chance the worst thing we did is Stargate. Like if Stargate wins, like if Stargate connects, it's really good for us, but paying 4 credits for the Stargate and spending, 3 clicks to see 1.5 cards on turn 1 is probably what we shouldn't have done. Did you do news already? Nah, in a second. You put an agenda on top of the deck. I guess he did have Docklands, but yeah, this actually lets you control agendas. And it gets an agenda out of hand, so we're probably only hitting like 1 and 5. 1 and 2 and 5. Cool. So take a premium for better card draws, opponent keeps exiting Tattoo. I mean, Tattoo just does that. Next start of the game, eh? All right, let's do some news, and then we're going to come back and build the Nova deck. That's probably a bit more the way that I think I would do it. All right, there's a lot of news. A lot of stuff went on this week. So firstly, if you don't know, there was a big tournament this weekend. I honestly super apologize that we didn't get to shout this one out. I had no idea what was going on. I got the notification that actually was streaming. I'm like, oh my God, right? Really? The New Year's Showdown was last weekend? There was like 100 and nearly 70 players in one of Man in the Moon Showdowns. These are great. You can find the stream linked below. It's 2 days of stream. There's a lot of folks, and then there was a top 16 cut. I think I heard early was a top 32, but it was a top 16, which makes a lot more sense. And the meta is interesting because it's one of the big events after the Worlds meta where we lost Matryoshka and False Lead. There were some like interesting outlier decks. I don't think there was anything massively learned in terms of like meta stuff. Some weird stuff made it to the top. You can shout out Maker's Eye to see some of the stats. What's really weird, strange, is if you ask me going into this meta, I'm assuming that I'm much happier playing Runner is how I feel. I think we're still at this sort of problem point where if Corps draw bad, they just don't do nothing. And if you look at the win rates on Runners, if we just do a simple win rate on the Runner, like almost no Runners hitting above 50% win rate. And then obviously on the Corp side, it's the total opposite, where every Corp is about a 50% win rate, if not higher, besides some of the weirder stuff like Poetry not doing anything and GameNet. But yeah, Corps seem to be just winning much more than anything else. I think some of the IDs or some of the, I guess IDs, but some of the archetypes we're expecting to see is like Op, specifically Scrops, supposedly one of the best decks in the format. I said that in a very way to generate discourse, let's say. I think Op actually converted relatively well into the cut. Did not win the event, but I believe all these players were playing a version of that sort of deck. I think the Op list, the Scrops list, came in second. Shout out, mind you, to the 2 players, both Russian players. They did an interview at the end. I guess we're kind of spoiling it here. But at the end of just like Worlds, Epiphany did end up winning it. Shout out to Pass a Mult, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, the final was, what was the final game? Man, it's been a minute. But I remember seeing a lot of Ayuko. No, Ayuko won. Epiphany didn't win. Excuse me, Ayuko win, right? It was an Ayuko win. Am I wrong? What did I watch? I realized I don't even remember. Passamult was top of Swiss. Okay, right. So it was Amarum and it was 2 Russian players. Amarum, and it has to be an Ayuka player. It was Mordivor, wasn't it? I think it was. Yeah, Mordivor won it. Okay. So it was Ayuko with Opal Research. I don't believe it had measured in it. It had a bit of a kill line. The Ayuko games are kind of what you expect of the Ayuko games. Very complicated board states, very interesting lines. These decks are playing Blood in the Water, so they actually can score out multiple points in the same, or multiple agendas in the same turn, which I think we saw a couple times in the top cut, if not also in Swiss. which is kind of exciting. But yeah, Egg is doing it, finally winning. Not that Egg hasn't won some major events, but it was like a very big major event for win from Egg. But then also on the top, we had some op decks, we had some Epiphany decks. But yeah, it looks like the Corps are winning more often than not. I think one of the standouts also was the Synapse deck that made the top cut. Shout out to Franzi. There was played on stream if you want to watch Neon Static. I don't totally understand the deck. It is very much looks like the sort of deck that is just ice and agendas. It has like one oppo. Maybe it's something we'll play at some point, but it doesn't seem like my bag of tea. But there was like some weird stuff that made it in the top cut. And definitely Synapse is a card that I think some commentators had to learn the text of. Probably myself included if it came to that. But yeah, you can all watch that stuff on Axu, but it was a massive event. Shout out to our NANPC 2025 winner. That's Wenjong. Congrats, Wenjong. That's sick. For those who don't know, the North American Netrunner Player Circuit 2025 has just wrapped. And if you played at an NANPC event and you claimed your prize on the leaderboard based off of your standings and the size of the event, you got a certain amount of these beans for the leaderboard. And the winner this year is Wenjong, who I believe made to like 3 or 4 events. Wenjong does travel a fair bit and plays incredible Netrunner. That's a really good combo when it comes to NANPC. So it looks like we'll get a likeness of Wenjong on a card sometime in the future, which is fantastic. Wenjong is just an incredible Netrunner player and a really great dude. So I'm very, very stoked for our second ever NANPC winner. It's played on stream. If you want to watch Neon Static is not accurate, try Axu instead. No, you played Synapse on your last stream. Eric, you played Synapse. Wait, what? You were there. You played Synapse, right? We're not getting a likeness this year? Oh, bummer. Oh, beans. Okay, sorry. I assumed that was the case. Oh, Eric is, yeah, okay, yeah. No, Eric, you played it against. I see what you mean. Yeah, you can see the Synapse deck. This is the Beanstalk, mind you. I think we have a lot of players with massive finishes that only have like one tournament. Like Sokka, mind you, in second place by like 10 to 13 points at American Continentals here in Montreal, and then playing in the LA Mega City. Wenjong, I think, played a lot. Not that Wenjong doesn't place well, but I think Wenjong has some of the most placements. Like that's just a massive amount of NANPC events. There's like maybe 9 or 10 and making it to nearly half of them, which is really, really great, let alone winning off the grid Midwest Championship. And you can see a whole bunch of like fantastic players who are going out and competing, which is awesome. Hey, Meteor, how's it going? So that's great. Next shout out is that there's going to be some new locations for NANPC coming up next year. It looks like it's growing every single year, which is sick. For those who don't know what this is, it is just like grassroots tournament. A lot of times these tournaments are attached to existing null signal games stuff. So for instance, here we did America's Continentals last year, and we also had it as an NPC event, which means an NPC kindly provides extra prize support and they put articles up on their website. It doesn't like cost anything else to enter an NPC events, but they're just like organized level events that people have an incentive to travel to if they care about the leaderboard. And so this year there's 4 more events, all within the States. So Shu is running as an organizer in Atlanta, Blurby in Dallas, Zay in Denver, and Funky Man 232 in Pittsburgh. So looks like the amount of locations is going to go up next year, which is sick, or this year. I don't think any locations are being lost, so it's just like strictly growing, which is awesome. So stay tuned to NANPC. Mind you, the website nanpc.games to find out more information and see some red dots on a map. Dallas, LFG. There were 10 events. Oh, sick. Wow. Making it to half the events. That's awesome. This is sick. Stay tuned for more. I know that NANPC is currently working on like their participation prize they have for events. It might look a bit different this year, but yeah, it's all coming out soon, which is great. I made it out to Pittsburgh before for events. Might have to shoot for this year. Wasn't able to play much Netrunner this year with buying a house. Hey, congrats. Went to dive in more in 2026. There's going to be some really good stuff to do in 2026. I don't know, Lockmanos, if you've seen the like posting for districts and all that sort of stuff as well. Speaking of sort of Pittsburgh, I guess this is more Philly. Neon Static just put up what's it called, a podcast. I haven't finished it yet, so no spoilers. I think I'm about here. But this is okay. I'll sign in. Hold on. This is an interview with both Safer and Jake from the design dev team of Null Signal Games. Apologies, I think I said one of the wrong words in there. And they're talking about the design of the new set. So far, from what I've heard, it's fascinating. It's a really good interview, especially hearing about the designers of the set talking about what their intentions for the set are. I don't think they've talked about this a lot, but Vantage Point is like a really different set. Like this is the first time we've seen a null signal game set that's not part of like a big block, like a cycle, which means it was designed probably in a very differently weird way. And I heard so far they talk a bit about it, but there's probably a lot going on behind the scenes of what makes Vantage Point that I'm very fascinated to hear of. I don't think there's any like hard spoilers here. If you're like trying to dig for spoilers cards, that won't happen for like a month and a half. But to hear some of the intentions behind things and hear what they think about balance and design. Is always fascinating to hear, behind the scenes, what people think what's important in this game and what they're striving for. A shout out to Jake. I don't think I know Jake well, but Jake talking about like playing in Philly and Redcap Corner, which I've heard just closed and reopened. I think that's what I understood. It's pretty sick. Both of the guests are really well spoken, which is good. VP is kind of sick, for real, for real. Someone rescue me from the wave of EA Sports at CBI. They talk a lot about how it's a direct response to the past year or so. Sorry? We're close to having all dates confirmed for the UK District Circuit finally, just confirming last notes on pricing and venue. Very cool. Yeah, Meteor, what are we talking? Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, Meteor. Jeff did a stream. It's been many a moon since Jeff did a stream, and this is what makes the best deck, where Jeff does a bit of data stuff. It's been a while. Jeff's been pretty busy. Oh no. So it's good. He basically runs through some numbers to try and, sort out the idea of what is the best deck, and looking at a couple other ways to determine it besides just deck win rate. I know I've said some things on stream before where like your opponent's matchups kind of matter. Like if your corporation won all the games, but your runner lost all their games, that actually really matters because your deck technically played against opponents that also lost more games on average than some. This is all sort of stuff which doesn't exist specifically to tell people they're good or not. I want to be very clear, as much as it does come off like that sometimes. I don't mean from Jeff, I mean from myself. But it's more so to like look at a meta and figure out actually like what is performing the best on average. Jeff has this idea that like Moosely Hot, while Moosely Hot has a higher win rate, has a very strong belief that Sable is just a better deck, as opposed to the win rates which disprove that. And so it's kind of looking deeper at more like, where are the Moosely Hot players, who are they playing against, where are the Sable players, what are they playing against, and trying to prove something from that. It's cool to see Jeff do a stream. I miss Jeff's stream. So that is showed up a couple days ago. I guess on a Monday night or something. I only watched it past the fact. Next thing I want to shout out really quickly. Hey, we got some cards up here on NetrunnerdB already of the upcoming set. These are all cards you've probably seen before, but you get to see them up here in the quality that you see on NetrunnerdB. The one thing that's definitely worth saying is that they actually changed something. This used to be called something Cyclotron, and they made it unique so that the rules text is a bit more intuitive and people don't mess it up. And it now has to have a unique name. So instead of just being a Cyclotron, this is now the Synchro Cyclotron, which is just an absurd name for having somebody to say anything. I have to say this name quickly. It was Superpositional Cyclotron. Was that what it is? So now it's Synchro Cyclotron, which, like, oh my God, for a Netrunner name, that is absurd. Technically being unique, I don't think really matters in the format unless it's like some weird op thing, which like I don't think that's a real problem, because technically you could have multiple res at the same time, but they don't do anything. For cards like fully operational and flood the market, the server just has to have something in it, so it doesn't have to be resed. So yeah, anyways, it's technically different than what we saw, which they were very clear that the set was finished, but still they seem to be able to make changes. So it looks like we're not printing just yet. It's just regular positional. Fun fact, Vantage Point scoops are also available for print and play. Get out. Oh, I guess you can just from here, right? Yo, Stoid, how's it going? That's awesome. That's really, really cool. It also shows Jeff's Sable better than Moosely Hot beliefs and spits out Hosh better than Lat, even though Lat is higher win rate, interestingly. One of the most Netrunner names. It's pretty wild. Makes its combo worse with Mad. It doesn't work with Mad though, because Mad's not a double. But it, like, in theory, yeah, if you have a mutually assured destruction deck, it could matter. I just don't know what double you're playing in that. Maybe you're playing Pivot? Actually, maybe you are playing Pivot. Interesting. I think Pivot with this card is actually like a lot better than it looks. Just regular positional. Hey, Spids. That's sick. It's really always nice to log into NetrunnerdB and see new cards, but they're all up here. And you see the Vantage Point symbol, which we've seen before, but that's really cool. And you can see some tracking of what numbers. I also have the VP scoops up on my proxy website if anyone prefer it. I do, and we'll be getting other previews up as they're released. Oh, very cool. Sick. I think that's most of the news. Let's try and build another Nova deck. Let's try and do it the way that we would. So I think we're just going to do bangers only, as sufficient as possible. I think we're trying to go out the way to make sure our deck is like 40 to 50% economy, then like 20% card draw, some breakers and breaker solutions, and a bit of multi-access. So let's see if we can do it a bit better. I can't believe they nerfed this to rumor mill. Wait, Jai, what? You can't tutor this card and wage workers on the same turn though, and you need this card before you play the pivot. It has to see the double for sure. I don't think there's any double that trashes a card, so it's not like it's going to interrupt on op, but I might be wrong. I did love the GLC chat immediately proved why making it unique was helpful when we realized it had changed. How did it make it helpful? Oh, also for news, I shouted us out earlier in the stream, but next Thursday we'll be back with Pat in paper playing ONR, 1996 Netrunner. Hopefully it's going to be good. I can't believe they nerfed this to tutor. Bro's brain's reversibly op cooked. Acting like a mad deck isn't an op. No, it is, but like I don't see what the combo is. People didn't understand how it worked. Yeah, good. That's why they changed it. I'm happy with that. All right, so we're gonna hit every single box here, and then we're just gonna go through and we're gonna pick the cards that are good, and we're gonna end up with a pile of like 60 cards. Is 60 cards worse than 40 cards? Yeah, but it's a start, and then from there we'll pare it down. Let's go. Eager to see who takes loan from Chiba first. I don't know if it's going to end up in a deck. It probably is as a one of, but I think what we're going to do is not play draft or like sealed or anything. We're going to make like pre-constructed decks that mirror like Netrunner decks from some point. Like, can you card for card make a facsimile of food codes? I think you honestly can, because there's like a lot of equivalents, especially for older FFG cards. So we'll see if it works. Okay, so let's see what we have here. So anytime you see a banger, please shout it out in our chat and we'll add it. Otherwise, I'm just going to go through it. And for what it's worth, like sometimes cards like this are good enough because you just need like extra bypass tools. I think there's going to be a ratio of like having panic breakers. This technically is this, but we'll go from there. I think buy bands you can consider. It's not my favorite card. If we have other ways to make events cheaper, it's a fair bit better. I don't want Blueberry Diesel. I don't think we'll play Bravado for sure. I think we play Burner. It's just we need more pressure. This is a very strong pressure card, and it gives us game into combo decks. Carpe Diem is a 3-credit econ card, and honestly, the floor for our deck is pretty low. A 3-credit econ card is kind of good for what we're asking for. I'm assuming it eventually will get cut, but we'll start somewhere. Clean Getaway is amazing. Creative Commission is amazing. Direct Access is a meta call. Some people are playing this unironically in their deck. I just think that this is the sort of card that you draw, and you'd rather have drawn an economy card or a breaker or card draw. So we can't really like rest on this thing. Finality's probably worth playing. I'll be honest. It's a lot of win condition in a single card, and I don't think we care about core damage at all, let alone the average quality of our cards. At some point, it's going to be null when we've drawn up everything and nothing matters. I think we're too slow for Harmony as much as you could easily play this because everything is a card of different names, so that's kind of fun. This card's actually kind of interesting and worth considering. I don't know if we're going to have the hand to play this or the economy, but it's like such a hard card to play around that nobody will. Jailbreak I like. Hushik, Lilo, Maintenance, Meeting of the Minds, Mutual Favor will play, Pinhole will play. I don't honestly know if we'll play Overclock. It might be worth it, but it's a bit of a conditional card because it only is good on certain board states, and when you have your breakers, maybe that's not worth anything. I'm not 100% sure. Raindrops is a good enough card. It face checks, it gives you 3 credits, technically 2 credits, but it face checks really well, and it gives you a card draw. I think you want cards exactly like this. A Reprise, I mean, for the meme, for sure. Ritual, 3-credit card draw card is good. Probably not worth it. Probably not. I don't like Estebrado, Spark, Specwork. You could play Specwork if you find you're playing enough programs. I don't think that's going to be the deck we're going to play, but like the ability to be like flexible on your board state, it's fine. Steel Skin is okay. Sure Gamble is really quite good. Price is probably worth playing. We're not very consistent, so there's a chance that we hit like both our consoles and lose, but this is exactly what you want. Card draw and economy. I think we cannot play super safely in Nova. We have to kind of hit the gas. That I honestly think price is probably worth the punt. We'll see. Transfer, I think so. And Wildcat, probably more often than not, this is another sure gamble because I don't think you can give the Nova player 4 card draw because they're super inconsistent. And I don't think we play Window, but it's a fun card. Price it to 4 events. Yeah, that we have to watch out. Look at our 18 events. So we'll have to keep that in mind. Obviously, we're going to like prune a bunch of this. I just want to see what cards are competing for slots, and then we'll like tune it down. Earblades. It's meta dependent. I don't think we want to do that. Alarm Clock, honestly good. Like, this is weird. This card gives us a lot of pressure for not a lot of cost. The big part about this card is that it's very expensive. It's not the greatest top deck ever, but I could see this being just maybe good enough for us. It gets us into HQ as long as we have another ways to like dump HQ value. This is kind of nice. It's a one-stop solution for pressure, and I do think you care about that. Amanuensis, Onacom. This is such a nice console to play. I think if the other deck had Onacom instead of Lilypad, it's in a much better spot overall, as much as 2MU does matter a fair bit. Boomerang will play. I don't play Buffer Drive. We have no real engine pieces, and using this as recursion piece is incredibly expensive and slow. Cataloger is another card that you could easily play in the slot of Conduit or something else. I find it a bit slow. I think our deck is already a bit slow, so I'm going to say no, but it's a very potent win condition if you're on game point. Docklands Pass, probably. I don't think we have the, like, we're pretty slow to play flip switch and play conservatively. I don't think we have the time. Gachapon's also probably worth playing. It's look at 6. How many programs and virtuals we have really will matter on this. This will probably end up getting cut, but like look at 6, draw, remove from game is all very, very good text for a 0-cost card. Game Dragon's probably too slow. Hermes, it's a good console. Oh, I skipped DZ. Yeah, 100% we played DZ. I was like, where is DZ? It turns out we skipped it. Good shout out. Keiko, we also probably want to play this. I think we're going to play most companions that we can play. I don't think we want to play 3 consoles, so we're going to have to be reasonable about this. Our deck is going to be way too big, but Keiko is very cheap and it gives us a credit a turn. And the best thing we can probably ask for a deck that doesn't have a consistent economy, unfortunately, is a credit a turn. So yeah, Keiko is good. Mag Electric, probably not worth it. Masterwork, no. Panweave, Pantograph. Penny Shaver is actually really, really good. It's really not Dig, probably not the bird either, Amelia, but most of them. Frog, Simulchip. This is not a guaranteed card. Admittedly, we could lose things to like the price we're playing, but I don't know if this is worth it unless we have cards that interact positively with it. It Ghost Tongue real or too dangerous? Yo, Duckland, how's it going? So I actually think Ghost Tongue is in a meta where you could play prepaid voice pad. Ghost Tongue was worse than it. In a meta where you can play Mystic Miami, Ghost Tongue is worse than it. Usually, taking a core damage is an expensive cost because that means this card usually costs about 4 credits, and then you're limited on hand size for the rest of the game. For this to be good, you need to care about doing damage to yourself. But there's so many other cards that will give you about a credit a turn that don't require you to do this to your face. So probably too much is my guess. If our deck was like 25 events, maybe. I think 18 is already way too many, but we'll probably be down to 9, and then a whole bunch of these also cost 0. So it's like kind of false positive. Best we can do is credit a turn. SMH bro was dissing my Goberzeki. No, but sure. But I just mean in standard when like Pat did this all the time is you play Ghost Tongue in his criminal deck and it would have been equivalent to a prepaid voice pad. So that's kind of put me off this card out of faction. Ghost Tongue, Miami, Anacom, Swift, all events send it. I don't even think we're going to consider Swift at all. But like, yeah, you could do it. And that would be a fun like build around. For what it's worth, like Solidarity Badge, it's probably not worth it because it's not a good enough card when you draw it. Solidarity Badge is the sort of card that works either in an engine or as a luxury piece in a well-oiled machine. My guess is putting this in your deck where you're really clicking to draw and hoping the top deck card is incredibly relevant to the matchup. This is probably not what you want in standard. But this card for no influence for 1 cost is like very, very meta relevant in a lot of matchups. So I put this in the maybe. We're almost definitely going to cut it. But like, this is what I mean. Like really good cards don't make sense according to me and Nova, because if you top deck them, they have to be super relevant. We don't have the luxury of like playing value engines that are like super well oiled. Nothing else here matters. Like you could play Wake. I could see us playing Wake for sure. I think we're going to probably not play Wake. We already have Docklands in the slot. I think we need some HQ pressure. I think it's really hard to import HQ pressure. Ghost Tongue can get you more than 1 credit of turn value though. It's marginally better than PvP. Yeah, but the cost is a lot higher. Like the floor is basically prepaid voice pad, but the cost is a lot higher than prepaid voice pad. Like if you're holding your breakers, you can't functionally play it. You just can't play it sometimes. I think we'll be less risk averse in this deck, but if you know what I mean. All right, shout out a card that you want to put in this deck. Azimuth, we can't get it consistently. It's really good, but this is exactly what we can't play. We don't have Bonchelus, worth playing. Buzzsaw, worth playing. Carmen, worth playing. Chesva, definitely worth playing. This is one of the best econ cards you can put in any deck. If we get this early, and there's not a guarantee, this can easily be an 8 to 10 credit econ card, let alone we definitely want like long game money. The last deck that we played had like 2 long game money cards. You'd need more long game money cards on average. Coalescence, we have no combo with this. Conduit's a bit expensive, and our MU is probably going to be constrained unless we get down our Keiko, which would be nice. We can play Corsair? What? Wait, hold the phone? JNet? Sorry, NetrunnerdB thinks Vantage Point's part of standard. That's not right. Interesting. Very weird. Okay, Copulation, probably could play it. I don't think it's a good enough top deck, but I think this is probably more cromulent than the Solidarity Badge is a bit of tech. It probably is. Creepier is pretty good. Devidad Drone, honestly not the worst. I think it's too little impactful when you top deck, not impactful enough. Echelon's good for a late game sentry solution. I think we're going to play 2 of each breakers and then a couple like panic solutions. So we'll figure out what our best breakers are. There's a chance that it's like Echelon, Revolver, and then also Carbon, just so you always have a sentry breaker. I got to fix that later. Yeah, interesting. Fermenter, probably if we draw it early, it's very, very good. Gauss Command, Hantu, Heliemphora, Hush, Hyperbaric. Lampades, we can figure out how it works. Oh, the art is cool. Art's really cool. Laser Pointer, Leech. I like Leech. It's probably just on the cusp of being good enough. If we find our deck is like very run oriented, this is great. If your deck is not that run oriented, this is not that good. And the fact that we don't have text like Hoshiko or we don't have text like Sable really does diminish the value of this. Like this card's only good if the runs make sense. Like running Archives for a Leech counter, it's not good enough usually. So this will probably end up getting cut depending on which way our deck leans. Because I'm assuming more we're gonna have to play like kind of control less than like aggro. Because I don't think we're gonna be able to build an aggro deck. Honestly, this is probably worth considering. I'll be real. Like this card is incredibly expensive, but it is a one-stop shop for two problems at once. I don't think we'd play charge synergy, so it might be clumsy, but this is not the worst thing to put in a deck like this. Like no joke, 8 is a lot. It's not endurance, but when this is on the table, it solves a bunch of your problems at once. Leech is usually 2 cards and better than Chesva. Meteor, as someone who plays Leech instead of Chesva in your Sable deck, I don't think you're right about that, but specifically in this deck, it's definitely not right because we're not going to consistently have our breakers. Melandrium kind of slaps. This is really expensive, and I think this only really matters. Like, this is so expensive. We can't pay 4 credits to get through 1 ice. Wouldn't notice my opponent played an Earthrise? I'd be pretty happy. Mantle, who remembers it? I remember Mantle. I think this card's going to be really important in a month or so. Like, stealth credits seem to really, really matter. Okay, Marjana, probably not. Mayfly, I don't love this. This is technically our neutral AI in the format. This deck would play one Matryoshka and love it. But I don't know if we're going to play a Singleton Mayfly. I don't think so. I would see it more than Nanook, I'll be honest, but I don't think so. Orca, Palangi. Palangi's not the worst. Gives you a bit more reach. I don't think it's going to find a slot. Vizdarim is also not the worst, but we can get purged out and that might hurt. I could assume, but it actually might not be the worst thing to play. Revolver is probably worth playing. Propeller might actually be worth playing, but if we're playing this, we probably have to play more programs to play program synergy. But this card is actually generally very good. It's a very cheap fractor as much as it's not permanent. Maybe we'd rather have a permanent solution. Vizdarim seems good. I don't know. It's like we don't have SMC, we don't have Muse. Well, we could play one of each of these, but this is only very good if you pull it at instant speed. And then also if we have some sort of pressure that like aligns with this, which I don't know if we do. I think we have to play one SMC just to have more consistency that we're lacking. I don't think we have the MU for Stargate. I think we play one Unity, but I don't know if we're missing anything. We're at 41 cards. Resources, there's going to be a lot of them, but let's look at it. So code gates, we have Buzzsaw Unity. Seems good. Fractors with Kurapia Propeller. I can't think of anything else we'd want to play in here. We, in theory, could play another Fractor and then like also play the Rising Tide. Like maybe that makes sense. Even honestly, Rising Tide with 2 other Fractors could make some sense. When you draw it early, at least it's cheap to hit the table. And then we have Carmen Echelon Revolver, which might be a lot. But not the worst. Programs, we have Botulus good, Chesva good, Fermenter good, Leech okay. Not bad though. SMC good. Weird. I don't think we have enough pressure. I'm hoping that our resources solve that. All right, resources. I don't think it's a knick-knack deck. I think you have to build around it. If you find out you have enough knick-knack targets, so be it. Pretty Mary probably doesn't have like nearly any targets in our deck right now. Oh, hold on. We still have programs on. Okay, Crew as a one of, probably not it. Asmund, I think it's way too slow for a slow deck, but it is consistent at getting the things that you want. You can build your deck around it. Every Fractor Chromatophore is Palangi in a dream. Like you could probably do that. Like I think that's the thing with Nova that people don't do is build like a weird Nova deck. Like everyone builds the generalist Nova deck that we're doing. I don't know. Maybe it's just so hard to try and build a combo deck off of singles. Why did we skip Jailbreak? I don't think we did. No, we have Jailbreak. Okay. Backstitching. I don't know if a single central run on the right server matters. Single knife. Hey Francie, congrats on the synapse. How you doing? Cacophony is a bit of a build around. Cookbook is a bit of a build around. Cyber Trooper Talent's a bit of a build around. Dag as well. Debbie, we might have enough run events. Maybe. We'd have to check. I'd be surprised. This is not a great top deck either. A lot of the decks that are playing Debbie are like not consistently playing Debbie, already have like 12 run events. I don't think we have 12 run events. So I don't think so. Nuka, great. Environmental testing, probably not it. I don't think we can afford to spend 3 credits and then wait for us to draw and install 4 more things, considering we don't install everything. Debbie is worth? I don't know. We'll double check. I'll put it in as a earmark, but we have to cut a lot of cards for sure. Iru is probably worth it. right? Like we have very little archives pressure, and this card is just good enough in standard. We have to close the tag, but like this is very good for any sort of limited format. I actually like Eero a lot. Fencer, probably not. I really don't care for Fencer, but I don't know how else we trash assets. We'll pull one maybe. It technically also works with like Baya Bans and some of the other cute interactions. Friend Sophia, no. Friend, no. Hannah, if your meta is really messed up, play Hannah. I don't think it's a good enough top deck in a deck that has other issues. Lago, Julie, Light the Fire. Lago honestly maybe is worth it and just not care what her deck does and just try and draw through it. A Mystic for sure. No Free Lunch, I think for sure. Open Market, I'm not convinced. Not that we've added enough connections or jobs yet. This is generally a 4-credit slow sure gamble unless you get lucky in the draw. I think a 4-credit slow sure gamble is probably a bit too slow for this deck. We'll add one and see how it goes, but my guess is probably not. Paladin 100%. Probably not Palas. I don't think Red Team. I think we could consider the side hustle. Even Rent Riders is like on the cusp of being okay. Just because we click for credits, like maybe we can take a turn off to get 9. Like I wouldn't be surprised if this is not the worst thing or that we could do to the deck. Obviously, like we're not in good company there. Lucy, trashing this cost us the game, I'll be honest. This is so bad when you trash this for us. Oh my god. We'll try it, it's fun. I'm hoping not to play Smartware. We might have to. We'll count if at least half our deck is econ cards. Stone Ship will play. Telework will play. Class Act will play, but it honestly might be expensive. 20 we definitely play. Taka we definitely play. It's a credit a turn. Underdome or regulars we wouldn't play, but it's fun. Vernissage doesn't do anything. Valentina doesn't. Verbal Whistleblower. So we're at like 63 cards. 56 cards. Not that bad. We have to cut 15. I'd rather play the red team than the Rent Riders. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. Red team is kind of expensive and it forces you to spend your turn like running centrals if you draw it early for singles, which is not amazing. If they ice up centrals and like play slow, which I think they can afford to do against you, you're in a bad spot. Smartware's a fake card. We played it. It was okay. It gave us like 6 credits for 4 clicks. Like, yeah, no, that's not good, obviously. But yeah. Let's talk about what we have to cut and what comes out of this deck and what stays in this deck. So we can do a couple of test draws. Let's count what ratio of this deck is economy, okay? So let's say Buy Bands is an economy card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. 6, 7. I don't know. I'm using my fingers. Maybe 8. We'll say 9, 10. Okay, 10 economy cards so far. Then we have a Penny Shaver's 11th economy card. Keiko is a very heavy economy card, 12. We're at 12 economy cards so far. Let's look at the resource slot. Did you get Telework? Yeah, we did. 12, 13, 14, 15, maybe 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. That's actually good. Half our deck is economy, let alone we have Chesva 22, Fermentor 23, Leech Soft 24. Oh, Verbal. Yeah, we definitely play Verbal. I forgot about Verbal. Yeah, no, Verbal's worth playing. Laser is my first Vantage Point token this evening. Which card would have a token already? I guess like stealth stuff, like power counters for Lampades. How's it going, Ken? Yeah, Verbal we should play for sure. All right, so now we have to cut half the deck. Can't be that hard. So I think we have to make like a philosophical decision on how many breakers we're going to play. Ways to get our breaker, we don't have that many. We also could consider playing Into the Depths and just assuming that Into the Depths will get us our next breaker, and maybe that's worth something. You still have to pay for the cost, but this card is not great in your opening hand. Slap Vandal is also maybe worth something. You can move Slap Vandal, right? No, of course you can't. What can you move? What Trojan could you click to move? Hush, I think. They'll start cutting things. Verbal's underrated. Compared to the stuff you can play in standard, no. Okay, it's underrated because some people think it's unplayable, but compared to the stuff in standard, I don't think there's any reason to play Verbal. I don't know how that's going to change this year. Yeah, Hush is the one you can move. Okay, so I think we'll definitely play Verbal. Taka Twinning, Classic Telework, Stone Ship. Side Hustle, we can definitely cut. It's an economy card. I think Rent Riders we can probably cut too. That's an economy card. So this hits our ratios. So we'll cut that. Okay, hold on. We won't cut that. Debbie, how many run events do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Reprise doesn't, no, 9. 10? 10. It's a quarter of the deck. Would I play Verbal in the slot for Nuke if I need the influence for question? I always ask. No, I think you play Nuke over it. Being able to draw 6 cards in like 3 clicks is very, very important in standard. I'm a Carmen hater ever since I played it into Sisyphus RH, Revolver, Echelon, and the Truth. Yeah, I just think we have to play all 3. Okay, we're gonna cut the badge. That's way too cute. I think we have too many consoles. Alarm clock is probably way too cute. My favorite consoles we have are, wow, we have 4 consoles. So Onicom is really good. I think we're gonna end up on like 16, 15 events. So Onicom is just fine. Card draw is something this deck lacks. I think we can't add enough card draw. Dawkins Pass is the only HQ pressure we have besides the twinning. Simulchip, I don't think we're gonna need this. So our consoles are Penny Shaver, Keiko, Hermes, Onicom. I think we cut Hermes. I think we can maybe play 3 consoles. Seems like a lot. And we probably cut Alarm Clock. I think Onicom Shaver the way to go. I think Keiko is so absurdly good. Are you on all 4 rats for Keiko? Yeah, we're on 4 rats. Too many consoles? Maybe nobody needs Johnny 2 consoles, bone attack. I mean, like, just keep putting the text on there. Go get the legacy stickers. There's a huge text box there you got space on. Debbie, Nuka, Iru, Fencer. I don't honestly like Fencer. I think Fencer is just like too bad of a top deck to be worth it. I think we draw any economy card that's comparable to Fencer, unless we're like in a really bad acid matchup, and then we have to draw this first for it to be good. No, there's no way we play it. Keiko Onicom might be the way to go. I kind of see it. I don't think our deck has that many good reasons to run. Like, I'm pretty happy, I think, cutting Penny Shaver, cutting Leech, and just saying the Penny Shaver credits will get off of Keiko. I think Shaver makes more money than Keiko, but maybe 2MU is worth it. I think 2MU is going to be worth it for sure. Yeah, I think we're going to cut the Penny Shaver. It's really good into assets. Like, this is the one thing is we're hedging into assets. Ooh, I actually don't know how good Gachapon is. We have to try it. Yeah, I think we can do Keiko Onicom. If we're running into assets and not having enough money, this card is actually really quite good. It makes every run 1 cheaper. Like, it's silly to say that out loud and not feel good about it. Okay. Wildcat price. Maybe we don't do price with 18 events. Maybe. Everything's really good though. 51 cards. The start of your turn, gain 1 credit. Honestly, totally reasonable. How do we cut 11 cards from this? They're all beautiful. I think we cut the cards that are obviously bad. So Verbal, Good, Trickster, Taka, Classic, Stone Chip, Paladin, Open Market. I think Open Market's kind of shit. I think it's way too slow. I just need to make sure that we have at least half our deck be Econ, but that card's way too slow, I think. All right, so we're down to 48. Let's be critical here. I think we can cut a killer. So Buzzsaw Unis are Code Gates. Revolver, Carmen, Echelon are Sentries. Maybe we can cut the Echelon and just do Revolver Carmen because we draw our Echelon early. It's like really quite bad. And I don't think we want to have that because we're going to have sequencing issues. Then our Fractures are Kurapira Propeller. I don't think we need a Rising Tide here. I would consider cutting a Leech. I don't think it's a great top deck here. Wildcat seems too slow. 2 Overclock probably maybe. I honestly don't think Overclock is great because you can play Wildcat in your opening hand. You can't play Overclock in your opening hand. Overclock is good though. It is very good. With Paladin, Market is more installable. Yeah, but every card is, right? And I think this deck is actually really bad at saying this card is better with this 2-card combo considering they're all singletons. Like, it's the worst deck in standard to do it too. Obviously. Okay, Econ card check. I don't think I like the Biobands without Fencer. This is our only tag tech. No, we have NFL. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many? Sorry, Econ cards. Sorry if this is not exciting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alarm clock probably has to go, unfortunately. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. We're a bit slow. I don't think we have enough multi-axis. I think our multi-axis is 1 Docklands, 1 Twinning. That's not good enough, right? I think we have to play Awake. And even then, that's probably not going to be good enough. Why is Reprise in the list? Well, why do you think? Okay, I'm going to cut it because you yelled at me. But why do you think it wouldn't be in the list? Like, is Nova not going to play Reprise? We'll get down to, like, 45 is reasonable. This is what people want to play. Let's see what his test draws. All right, opening hand. Do we keep this? Not stoked about it. If this Wildcat was an Overclock, this actually is a big difference drawing these two together. But say we mulligan this and we got this. Is this better? How long before Twinning does something? 1, run, draw 5. I mean, it looks like we're playing a good criminal deck besides this Wildcat Strike. Is Overclock too weak? I think it's like positional. I think if anything, we could maybe do this. The issue is like it's only good on certain board states, and I don't know how consistently we get there. Maybe we do. This is good. Draw. Like we can contest everything. Yo, Antoine, how's it going? Congratulations on your beans post. I think you're like in top 10. Early Debbie's fine. We could just do a slow like Nuka, draw Nuka, Fermenter Debbie. We have no run events so far besides this burner, which like maybe I don't think we rip on turn 1. We Nuka again. Okay, we're gonna need another companion, I think. I think this Keiko requires 4 companions. Maybe not. Like, how long before we draw a companion? Uh-oh. Oh, it's bad. Ooh. Yeah, we draw a companion in like the next 30 cards. That's pretty good. Feels like too many breakers. 2 of each, I think is super reasonable. That's like pretty common for decks like this. Honestly, don't think I like the SMC. Imagine playing 2x. I think Shibboleth is better than Unity somehow. I think Shibboleth is better than Buzzsaw. Like you have Shibboleth early, Buzzsaw late. I actually like that a lot better because installing Buzzsaw for 4 is a nightmare. And there's a lot of like small code gates. Do you play Mayfly as a panic option? I don't think so because it's really bad in the mid game. In the early game, if you draw it, it's like kind of a crapshoot. So I'd be surprised. This is okay. So say that we do Debbie, jailbreak, draw a card, sick. We install a Gachapon on their turn. We crack Gachapon, we look at 6. So we're allowed to install 1 program or virtual. So all we can do is install Carmen for 3. We can install a Fermenter, which we probably do. And we can remove from game. Unfortunately, all our cards are good. I think we just cut the Gachapon. I guess it gives us more consistency on the Keiko though, which is good. Is the Gachapon actually fine? I think it might find something. Like it definitely finds something. -1 Debbie, -1 alarm clock. I'm gonna keep the Debbie. I think the Debbie's actually worth it. I think the alarm clock is like way too cute, which like no surprise. Okay. I think Debbie's probably also way too cute. So say we kept this with you ritual. Installing a talk on turn 1 is like a bit sus because you need a breaker. At least we have a breaker. It's cheap. Then we can just do Gachapon, see what happens, and then install the DZ, not use it, obviously, but hold on. We hit this, we draw this. This is our current Gachapon. It finds no free lunch. No, it's not virtual. Wow. It finds Carmen for 2 because of DZ. Yeah, the Gachapon doesn't seem great. All the cards are good. Yeah, I'm just going to get rid of this. I don't think it's good. You won't like it, but Smartware red team is worth the slot? I could see Smartware being worth the slot. Wait, no, hold on. If Smartware, okay, so you telling me this. Smartware is 2 clicks for 3 credits eventually. This is Rentbriars, which is 4 clicks for 7 credits in a turn. Doesn't one of them seem a bit better? And not that good, but like better? We lost the connection, like synergy, because we can't install this with Paladin. But we want to spend 2 clicks to get 3 credits in 4 turns, or this many to get 7 now. Be safe fart when you use it. I mean, I can't make fart make sense of them. 4 clicks for 7 credits or 4 clicks for 12 credits? Yeah, but in like 19 turns. Like we're never going to get 12 credits off of Smartware. I'll try it. Look, I'll try it. But I don't think we're ever going to get enough money off of it. Like we mulligan for Smartware. Yeah. It's honestly sick opening. Smartware. We probably make a run on Central, install Carbon Creative. Next turn we can drop. We can this is so good. Red Redder seems way overhated. Yeah, I totally agree. Like firstly, if I could play liberated accounts in this deck, I would, and I feel good about it. It's a bit different, but I think it's a bit better than Alex. This hand is fine. Notice how we only have good cards now, so every hand looks like really good. We cut all the weird stuff out of it. But if we do here Ritual, Gamble, Fermenter, we don't have to show our Revolver, but we have 2 breakers on turn 2, Stone Chip. Stone Chip draws, we're in a good spot. I don't love the overclock. Are we playing 43? All right, before we lock this in, you have a minute to make an argument to remove 3 cards. I'm leaning towards Burner. End of list. Probably not Euro. Euros are multi-axis. I forgot about Euro. Yo, Floating Fast. I think I watched you play some games on stream on the weekend, no? Why career period do we really need the credits to install and break a barrier 3 times? I think so. I think with Chesvid's good enough. I don't know what other Fractor we're playing though. Like, this is marginally worse than Rising Tide. I think Burner should be the better card compilation. I like this card more. What if we play compilation? No, I said remove cards. Well, you're going the wrong way. You want to add more cards. I'm like not a good compilation player. And I feel like there's a whole list of cards I'd play sooner than it. But maybe we just need more pressure. Like, I think we're going to play this and realize like our ratio of pressure cards, like multi-axis, is not high enough, and compilation would help this. Burn a DZ Baya drop. I think we need the DZ real bad. Baya is probably cuttable. Yeah, we lost Fencer Fueno. We should probably cut Baya. 42 is a good number. Cut transfer? But you want me to take the tag so you can install like a piece of ice for free, no? Where are we at? Does this work? This doesn't work, right? It has to be... Yeah, I didn't think so. It has to be published. So we just have to do the, excuse me, the JNet thing. Sorry about that. Export JNet. No. No. Can Mutual just draw the breaker? You have 20 of them. We have like 6. And you know that's not how it works. You can play 44 cards and you're still technically taking advantage of your 40 card minimum deck size. Yeah, so 42 is like really good. Because it's like playing 46, but on a 40. It's kind of cool. It's what you want. And then you have 3 card slots, or 2 card slots, let's be honest, to tune into whatever meta. All right, PD. I'm assuming this is Plutus PD. A really cool list. Cord Gang played at Worlds. Bob played it at the event this weekend. Very, very cool. That's going to require us to be very quick. Speaking of quick, we have Onacom, but we have no economy. The Botchless and the Shibboleth, their mode server makes a bit of sense. Cat kept, so I think we're going to have to mulligan here. We have no money here. This is a bit better. This deck, if it is the one I think it is, thanks you two, has a lot of cheap end the runs. So like 3 ablatives. Yeah, I think this is Plutus PD, which is a really cool list that can probably do some combos that we're not going to be able to see coming because they don't have a lot of reps. It's going to be very good for Burner. Oh, it's YDL. Okay, so this is just like Shoot the Moon. This is like Foot Gun or whatever. No, my Burner respect. First time was TCA click for 3, but we can do better than that, can't we? So this looks like a Spin Doctor. If it's a humanoid or if it's a Tranquility, one of them we trash for 1. Why not Core PD? YDL, I think. But also JNet Casual. So we could just run this. I'm expecting it to be a Spin Doctor. She reses it. We don't run it. Like if it's a Tranquility, can we afford to trash it? I think we have to. We could raindrops it, but I'm hoping to get card draw for this. Our hand has not a lot of card draw. Like you have to play with such narrow margins as Nova. I think Core PD absolutely runs YDL. I'm in danger. I think we'll just run it. We can just raindrops later. It's a luminal. Sorry, it is a spin. So she's resing it. We could trash it. It just gets it in the bin. It's not really worth it here. So yeah, okay. Unfortunately, if that's the Tranquility, we have to trash it. I think you just RCS HQ. Yeah, maybe now we do. This deck is running Drafter, which is a pretty rough face check with 2 clicks left. So I think we might just set up with like these 2 pretty low tempo cards. YDL is more core than Miracle, but could be either. In a bad spot. This no free lunge might be important if it's core, because some of the core like kill you, but that one actually runs less ice. Like, this could just be in theory the core damage ice. Like this could be a Jaguar run D. Gracing. So we're gonna play one of the slowest decks in standard versus arguably one of the faster decks in standard. Let's see what she has. I guess if it's MIC, it's like really quite bad. But we draw 3 cards. Or Tranquility for 4. It's expensive. What if it's Size and Ton? No, I'm good for it. I'm good for it. Don't even. We get the money after, so we still have 3 more credits. Cool. This card wasn't that good. Order lull, but not really. I think we just draw. Or we can do credit telework, use telework. Because we're having to contest this, so I think we're going to need a draw. We can mutual favor for a breaker. It would be maybe a revolver. But I don't think that's that good. This Debbie seems like it shouldn't be in the deck. Every draw needs to be like a banger. This is not a banger yet. Maybe I need to believe in myself. If we draw last click, it looks really silly. But we always do telework for 2. Yeah, that's fine. This is a matchup where I think we'd actually rather have Penny Shaver. 2 ice turn 4, turn 3. We talked about this. That's an illegal play. We're not allowed to deal with 2 ice on turn 3 with an advancement. So midnight 3 is a problem. We need to make her spend credits resing this stuff. We could do burner HQ to force a res. If it goes through, the spin doctor makes the burner really quite bad. So we could do like telework, Kurapira, run the remote server, assuming it's Hoggins and ablatives. If it's a code gate, that's fine, I think. I think we do it. I think we just do telework, Kurapira, run. If there's a drafter, like with the spin doctor, it saves the agenda. But even if we trash the spin doctor, the drafter saves the agenda. Yeah, I think we do Kura send it. We'll get 3. 5 credits is enough, I think. White space is bad. Fly swatter is not great. So we could pressure HQ last click. We're assuming this costs at least 3 credits to score out. It could be less with a seamless. So if that's the case, I think we just draw up here. Charlotte PD. Oh, that's nice. We'd rather have the other one though. Just an off-rolled, okay. Let's see what she gets back. Gets back a YDL. So that's scary because next turn there's a 5 credit econ card. We can't really interact with YDL meaningfully in standard. No one really can, it turns out. But the server we might be able to contest. We just need to keep our money up. So we might pop this. I think I like pressure spin while there's nothing to put back. She won't. And then I don't think we can spend 2 on it. Like if we run it, she just says you lose a click and 2 credits. Like I don't think we can afford to. Yeah, it's really hard. This in the bin also like makes ablatives better. Like we want to be a bit careful. Burner interacts with YDL. Actually, yeah, you're right. Yeah. Is this too slow? Is this honestly too slow? You could have got rid of spin and can burner. I mean, with 11 credits, I don't think so. Like we just need to be able to get in the remote server. We can get into the remote server. She might not have a game plan. So I think all we have to do is get our money up. Top decking an overclock would be sick. No, okay. So I think we're going to lose Debbie. I think we can hope that the Mystic is good. We still have a lot of events. It's down tempo for 1 turn, but like I can't be super paralyzed every single turn. Okay, let's see. Clean getaway is good. Bravado is good. But this, like we need to get Unity down and then push the remote server. So we're functionally here on actually 7 credits. Oh, that's terrifying. I think this is a fast deck we're playing against. Are we in 2 consoles? Yeah. Okay. So it might not be a Managarm. If it's a Managarm, we can do Unity run. We can double click it. But now she has brand money. If it's a Brawn, it's bad. But at least we'll force her. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I think we should have to give up and run centrals. Like none of this does anything. Show me a ablative or a Hagen. It's a Hagen. We do get through that. I think we have to trash that, yeah. Only have to break the end of the run. The other subroutine doesn't matter. Show us the Managarm. Yeah, we'll double click. Humanoid. I mean, we have to. Kat had a very unfortunate incident when I was on Showdown comms. Oh no. Was she playing this deck? I'd rather have that be an agenda. She tried to sudden YDL. Oh, I did see that. Yeah. I think she played the sudden and then was a credit short. We have given a scoring window because we're out of credits. And we've lost the game. I think you're right. If that wasn't an agenda, I think we have lost the game now. Like she just needs to jam something in the remote server. The fact that she's drawing means she probably doesn't have an agenda. So at least we can go centrals. This is Woo's deck? No, I don't think so. I don't think Woo is playing YDL Sudden Commandment. How's it going, Badiogen? I think the influence was on like Cohort and Plutus, right? All right, find a finality. Find a finality. Find a finality. Find a finality. Oh, we're in a bad spot. Hey, Wonder, how's it going? I think we should probably build this deck just to be a cheesier. Like, not try to play value and just like play full cheese. Don't luminal me. Okay. Yeah, I think we have to play full cheese. She went away to the same turn. Did you see that? Did you see that go? Humanoid Fire? Yeah, this is going to be a 6-turn game against Nova. Next Tuesday's G&K. Oh, yeah, right. I forgot about that. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to make it. It's a new kit, though. All right, so we need to draw something with the Nuka to use the Mystic to have credits. Happy New Year. Thank you. You too. Having a good start to it. I mean, we're Nova gaming. It's been fine. Hopefully your New Year's been great, too. All right. Okay. All right. All right, yeah, let's go. Give us R&D, nice. Whoa, where's this from? I don't even know. Running my first G&K of the year on Saturday, gotta remember how to actually do it. You just shout Netrunner players. I think that's like half of it. So we probably lose this turn. She didn't take a seamless back though, so that's kind of good. But I'm assuming she has all the points in hand. All the breakers are here, but that's like not the rate limiting factor. If we install the revolver, it's like break sentries. I don't think we care about sentries. The issue is like nothing else in our hand really matters. The ritual is what we play next turn. The Keiko we could in theory play for 2 credits, but we've already used the Mystic counter, so it actually is 3 credits. The favor is useless. The console we have to make a choice. So like we could technically put the revolver down. We could run HQ, but we're assuming this is a Managarm. Not taking Seamus back means everything she has in the hand now. Yeah, this point is bad. Do you know good vegan snacks that would be good for board game night? Ah. Huh. Pretzels? Everyone loves pretzels and they don't make a mess. Like pretzel, you know, like dried pretzels, like rolled gold stuff. Pretzels. She might not have a seamless 2 and 2. I mean, I don't know what else to do. I think I'm just going to play the revolver. I can't see us breaking a drafter. I think we're going to have to win. Yeah, whatever. So ritual we keep. These go. When you get rid of 2 more. Botulus we don't probably need. Actually, I don't know how we're going to break a Brawn, but Botulus doesn't really do it. Pinhole we're probably not going to use either. Yeah. We always used to get Oreos. Yeah, Oreos, as long as you don't buy them in China or vegan, they're nice. Or soy crisp vegan. We don't really have soy crisps here, Jai. I don't actually think I know what that is. Pretzels is the only answer to that question I've never been able to come up with. Maybe peanuts and almonds if allergies are an issue. Almonds mess your hand up. So do peanuts. They're oily. Like, I would not be happy if I gave you peanuts and then my card game. But like pretzels, perfect. Corn chips, like tortilla chips, fine too, as long as you don't get like flavored stuff, which you're in the wrong anyways. Okay. Card in server 2 doesn't move. Hummus? Yeah, hummus is good. Hummus is really good with pita. Please. We just need a finality. How's it going, by the way, Gyro? Where's the cut up fruit with the fork angle? It's hard to share social fruit stuff. Grapes are fine. Blueberries kind of hard. Chinese Oreos aren't vegan. No, some Oreos made in China have cream. They actually have cream in them, so they're not vegan anymore. But North American Oreos are all vegan. Should be the Oxo and eat the cards themselves. I think that might be vegan, but I'm not 100% sure. Like, maybe she's just waiting for seamless thinking. Is this a 2-click creative commission play? Like, we have to play twinning legally. We could do credit creative. Sorry, credit twinning creative. Yeah, that's probably fine. We haven't lost yet. Taking up my yeah, for sure. Credit twinning, Seacon, prepare for the finality top deck. Steals all the points. 3 send a message. Cat's drawing. YDL? Oh, we lose to big deal. I think she's waiting for a big deal. There's no way that's the turn unless we lose to a big deal here. So we need her to spend money. So I would say Burner's pretty rough into Spin Doctor. We have no card draw. This is where Verbal is a lot worse than everything else you can do. We only have 5 credits. I think we start with the Burner because it gets a twinning counter anyways and see what happens. This Mana Garment HQ is going to be a problem. The Tattoo Bola? Nice. Chase out the spin. Watch me do this in this order. I don't think we can chase out the spin. We're going to chase out the Mana Garment, then run the remote server. Because this has to be an agenda. I don't know what else it is. Burner shows Brawn. Big deal. Send a message. Okay. So we put the big deal and the Brawn on the bottom of the deck. Then leave the send a message in hand and come back. Didn't res the Manny. Bottom big deal, bottom Brawn, run back. Yeah, it's still like a 1 in 4, which is pretty bad. Oh, actually with 20 we can sweep it. No, that's probably good. So now I should probably res. On 4 credits, I don't know if we get in. I mean, we'll find out. Yeah, we can sweep up multiples. She might have multiples. There might be some in archives too, considering the Spin Doctor's been sitting there. It's an MIC. I mean, that's probably bad. Where we're going, we don't need credits. Res the Mana Garm, we got 2 clicks. Let's go. So she has to like res the Mana Garm and the MIC. Okay. Card from hand. Seamless. That's scary. Send a message. Okay, cool. Res a Brawn on R&D. Good. Card from hand, Tattoo Bola. Mana Garm. Whoa, didn't res the Mana Garm MIC, which means that she probably has a second Seamless coming up. So we're on 2 credits. We can click the Brawn next turn. We need to play an event next turn with Mystic or like get that on the Chezo somehow. I think we just do draw for an event credit. We could win next turn. I think she probably wins with double Seamless remote. I think we take $1 here. If the Mystic Miami hits a clean getaway, we're cooked. So I guess we draw. If this Mystic Miami hits this clean getaway, we're in a bad plot. Really bad spot. Mystic is angry, yeah. But I think we just take a credit and 1 in 5 it. Or we can draw for the finality as well. Okay. So Mystic just has to discard the 1 in 5. Miss the clean getaway and we have a chance. Fine. You hate to see them turn on each other, but honestly, these two have always been a contention. This makes sense. This is fine. This is totally fine. What are you breaking the getaway money? Clicking through Brawn. Brought back archives card. So she probably brought back an agenda. So I think 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There might not be that many points. Does she shuffle for big deal? No? I think she could have shuffled for a big deal there. But I'm pretty sure she took back an agenda, so there's something in hand. The remote server isn't very good anymore. So she's has the grid plus something else in hand. Okay, that could be the grid, but it also could be the agenda she drew. We could check it. Chad, do you think this is the agenda she drew, or do you think she put the tranquility there? It's like a really hard call for us. So there's probably an agenda in archives. The problem is this Brawn is a bit expensive. I was going to search our deck. I think we can. We're allowed to search shuffle, right? But we could definitely run this. She knows it. It's bait. I mean, probably. Like, she knows we can run it, but maybe she thinks we won't. Yeah, we have to hope it's Trank. So there's an agenda in hand, which is bad. If we draw, we can't run for the Brawn. As soon as we draw, again, this Brawn is 8 credits. Draw IMO? I don't know what we're drawing into that does it. Like, what burst economy do we have that actually is worth something? So burst economy. We've played our Sure We haven't played our Sure Gamble. Chase spin draw venality. We can't get through the Brawn. Chesva cred run R&D for another. Double is a line. Chesva cred. Chesva cred run. But then we're bankrupt. Yeah, Gamble's really good. I think we have to draw for a finality. Okay. So now if we install the Chesva, we go down to 4 credit. We're 5, 6, 7. So then we run this. It's 5, 6, 7, 8. We can't do it. So I think we have to hope that we survive one more turn. Unless we draw something absurd here. That's not good enough. We can't install the Class Act. I think Class Act is generally bad in this deck. Imagine paying 4 to draw 4 cards and having Filter. It's like way too expensive. Ooh, she prepared against that. I think we just keep drawing. We could have gone for a single, but it's too late now. So if we top like the finality and we have another turn, that's good. Transfer last click just to appease Miami, get a twinning counter. Mystic doesn't get appeased by transfer, and it's an MIC, and it's and it's expensive. I don't think any of that will work. Good. Yeah, Mystic cares that you pay a credit for the event. It's not a credit event. So she shuffled 2 RLCs. So now she's trying to draw into combo. Yeah, for what it's worth, I don't think appeasing Mystic is worth anything. In fact, we want to have more credits on her. It's 4 if we don't know what cards cost. That's totally fair. YDL? Okay, so we haven't lost. But this is 2 bronze in a row. Mystic killed 2 companions. Oh my god, you're right. She's lining them up. I think there's an agenda in hand. The problem is it's a 1 in 6 through an MIC into a Managarm. What's the chance that we do Iru Cheswa run? I guess Cheswa is worse than click for credit. But we could do Iru, transfer click 1. Her losing 6 while she has greasing in the deck, I don't think is the play. Like, sorry, her going down to 19 has no impact on the game. We end up spending 4 and 2 clicks to get in. It's pretty bad. Can we Cheswa MIC? I don't think we want the 1 in 6. I don't know if we do. I think if anything, we do Iru run or Iru. Like, we know that send a message in the deck. Cheswa transfer? I still don't know if that's good. Like, say we do Cheswa transfer, so we're down to 4. We get to this MIC, it's 1. Then we have to double click this. That's our whole turn. We end up tagged so the twinning can get ruined. The fact that we didn't fire the twinning last turn, kind of cursed. I think she has a 1 in 6. She pulled it back to hand. I don't think she would pull down a face down card unless it was an agenda. Cheswa Iru, I think we just do credit Iru because I think we're going to win. If we do credit Iru run, the issue is we don't see a twinning. Oh, that's why we do Cheswa. Never mind. Yeah, 100%, 100%. Cheswa, this is not the last MIC. So I think we do Cheswa Iru. We could do a credit. But yeah, this means we charge the twinning, but of course. Cheswa Iru, I was like, only Mystic. Mystic only. So this gives us 4 credits. We could go to 5 credits. If it's an MIC here, we can't break it. I think we think it's a drafter or a fly swatter. I don't think we can afford to clear the tag. Boomer Chesva? Oh, interesting. Yeah, maybe we just boomer it. Yeah, I think that's fine. I like the boomer. On average, I'm expecting us to only pay 2 credits here. I guess it's fine. I don't know how else we're using it. It still cooks us on like Brawn though. I don't know if actually that was worth it. We'll find out together. This is definitely the full send, which I think we need to do. She could res here. We can't last click Ear into MIC. Yeah, I know. But like maybe that's why we shouldn't. If it's an MIC, I think we're still in a bad spot. So we're going to do Kurabira Strength, just get a counter, Breach Server C3. So we'll do twinning first. Next, uh-oh. Humanoid, uh-oh. Red level, oh, that's bad. It's okay. Remember to boost the breaker for sure. Yeah, Braun and MSA are both bad there. But we've pinned the ice at least for next turn. I think she has the credits to trash Iru and twinning, which means we have to win off singles. I think Iru is the one that she probably has to trash here. I think she had a more aggressive line to shuffle R&D sooner to go get the big deal. Julie Gleeful. I mean, yeah. Trash humanoid for free? I think we're happy with her drawing it. I don't think we want her to RLC to break lock. Right? Like she's drawing here. I think we need to make sure that she can't draw the agenda. This could be the agenda, but also could just be the humanoid, which we're fine with. Everyone be cool. Why PD games all like this? I think she had a line to close the game a bit more aggressively. Next? So next beats the boomerang, but she didn't trash any of her stuff. If we top deck Sure Gamble 1 in 12, it's going to be so damn hype. But this basically says this has +2 strength. So it's 4 credits if it's a revolver. Sorry, drafter. I think we draw once for Sure Gamble. Ugh. So I think we do credit, which means we can break drafter. MIC strict strength. Braun would have been res last turn. MIC would have been resed. Hagen is 5 strength, which if we do credit, we can break because we can go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, we'd have to do 1 more credit. Cred run. I think at this point we have to do cred run in C2. So what did we see up the top? Next and humanoid, which is in the server. So RLC's on the top. Drafter doesn't ETR. No, but it can put a Managarm on archives and it's functioning end the run. Probably. So I think her line is to fire the humanoid to win off of combo. Thinking. Because the issue with the ear is we only see 1 card. I think it's still the best we have. Because her turn was 1 draw. Yeah, she gained Tranquility for 2 credits. I don't think she should have rezzed it. It's not a real surprise what it is, but gaining the 2 credits here seems not reasonable. Not necessary. So if we do credit run, we're on 4. So this goes up to Hagen. It kind of gets it. You're tagged? Yeah, that doesn't matter. I don't think it matters, right? Humanoid into greasing, big deal. Yeah, at this point, I don't think we can afford to remove the tag. So I think we just have to go for it. Eero does not care about tags. No, only does eye for an eye and a praxis. Eero, you can be tagged if you want. Drawing the Sure Gamble there would have been amazing. Let's see if she rezzes. She played the next, so I think this matters. Unless she wants to protect this server. It is a drafter. Okay, cool. So 4 credits is enough to break drafter. And we get to see 3 cards. No matter what, we're going to see 3 cards, actually. This is sick. Let's go. Yeah? Bummer. Oh, man. Probably game. The big deal's on top. The humanoid will draw it. She could big deal out. Hope and pray. She's humanoid. She has a big deal though. I don't think she can play it. Are we still good? Okay, she has it. Okay, fine. Oh yeah, big deal's not a triple. Right, it's just 1 click. Good game. How many in hand? How many cards did we see? I don't know if we got unlucky. There might have actually been points in archives. I think she could have dug for that a bit faster if she wanted to. 2, none in deck. Beans. So there was nothing in R&D. There's a cheap 3-pointer in archives. Oh, nice. Yeah, we couldn't find out where the 3-pointer was. Checking archives actually was the game-winning run if we just ran it and we didn't Iru. I don't know if I would have made that call, but these cards in archives have been there for a bit. And I think the last 3-pointer is still relevant to her because she can big deal it. But yeah, apparently there's a 3-pointer in there. So we just run archives that wins. It's good for her to play to that out. So instead of spin doctoring that back, she spin doctored other cards for the combo. Maybe we could have called that. I think it's pretty expensive. And maybe also if your opponent like plays a knack on a drafter, you're like, something's weird here, but I don't know whether that means is that's the best she had. I think the best she had was trashing this. That's the thing is like, I don't know Kat that well. So I don't know whether that was something she missed or like she does that so that we go for it. Cause sometimes like forcing your opponent to do the bad thing is right. Cause there was nothing in R&D. Again, this deck has 7 agendas. You have to hit, well, 3 of them for us, but yeah. All right. We learned a bit about the deck and the parts are just play gas. Just play the gas cards. Like, I think we have to cut everything that's not gas, right? Like We don't play Debbie. What else wasn't gas? Like the burner was really good, actually. We kept that since like turn 1, I think. Finality would have been very, very, very good. Jailbreak is good. I wish like there's no Maker's Eye equivalent in the format, is there? It's so weird it has no like Worker Maker's Eye. My take here is that you need more draw. I think our draw was okay, but I don't know what draw we'd add. Like Blueberry Diesel we could add. Cut Keiko for Penny? Yeah. Maybe it's cut Onicom for Penny. No, yeah, we'll try it. We can try it. I think Keiko seemed okay though. Just kidding, we didn't play it. But I don't think we'd play the other one. Yeah, like maybe we play Blueberry Diesel and call it like a cantrip. I mean, we have to scrape the bottom of the bucket, but like Blueberry Diesel scry effect is technically fine. We don't need to draw 3 cards. All right, let's run back. That game slowed down massively from where we were hoping it wasn't going to be, which is good. Onicom Swift split. I don't like Swift. I think Swift is genuinely not great unless you have a deck that it cares about like making a lot of runs. Because the click you get from Swift, you usually get that click compression from Penny Shaver. You usually get that click compression from something else. And the problem is like run events aren't always playable. But if you're like drawing a card with the extra click, you can just play Onicom. Yeah, it's a bit more expensive, but we cut Bio Bands from the deck. I'm not sure I love Bio Bands. If this is 6 agenda BTL, like just throw me into the ocean. This is a good start though. That's a really good start. The second option for Blue Diesel might be worth it. Yeah, I could see it. Having a bit of like flex here is not bad. I mean, in this case, we're already on our 1x Onicom. Yeah, I just don't think we want to play 3 consoles. Hey, Tron Mold, this hand's like kind of ideal. Cannot think of a better hand. So we do like Sure Gamble, Paladin, Verbal, use Verbal. I guess we're never going to play Blueberry Diesel. I think the only other thing we want to do is get a Fermenter ASAP. Okay, so like this could be the worst case scenario, which is like triple measured 6 agenda BTL, which like that's what's going to crash me out, not the Nova. But I think Tron usually plays weirder stuff than that. So we can do Verbal, Gamby, draw. We got the slow money. Oh man, having Verbal and then drawing Nuka. I think we just Verbal for a bit. I think we just Verbal for a minute. Okay, seems like a good start. I think we just do draw. Ooh, the cards, they're just good. They're just good cards. Besides this Blueberry Diesel, sorry, Solomir, we drew so well. Oh man. We're cooking? Yeah, I think we're gonna lack. Okay, so this looks like a Charlotte. Most of the Advanceable Ice has multiple subroutines, so this watch list we probably had to pre-install if anything. We could find a Boomerang, but like if this is a Mess and Chesvo, it's pretty bad. We lose 6 credits. But this usually is a Charlotte early, which is hard for us to deal with. Good cards, he says, clicking a smartware. Antoine, the best we could ask for. Infinite economy on a single card. Don't worry about our clicks. We save all the clicks on Verbal. Is Nova and Pier the only neutral IDs that have been standard legal? Yeah. Yeah, for sure. We've never had a neutral ID. We've had mini factions. That's it. So like chasing the Charlotte, it could be a 4-2. Like Tron could be doing something weird, but like the face check into this ice could be bad. It could just be a log jam. We can't botch list that. It could be a tree line. We could botch list that. But face checking into a Mess and Chesvo is a disaster. Not that we have a good way of breaking Mess and Chesvo kind of at all in the deck. We have too much card draw. You bring this Nova deck to the GMK next week? Yeah. See you there. Oh, that's great. That's really good. We lose this game if we don't draw our twinning in the next couple cards. Not that like Tron's not going to hit us with a what's it called? Oh, sorry, I was looking for an event. I thought it was a mistake. Not going to hit us with Gape Net or something. What do you got? We have the wrong rat. Yeah, this is the wrong rat right now. It's actually going to hurt us. We'll trash the smartware. Don't worry. This will draw the right rat. No, it'll draw a DZ. It'll be perfect. And I'll install it. It'll be good. Okay. We're having fun. This is a really good raindrops target. So we're going to let all these fire. So we're going to lose a steel. We're going to draw 1,700 cards off of this. What the heck is this? Please, too many cards. Is it idiosyncrasis? Oh, we're in hell. Oh, wait a second. Hold the phone. Yeah, this is too much. Okay, so we have twinning. So we can install twinning. We can install Kurapira if we want to show it. These are our only installables that will do paladin stuff. So let's just raw dog that and then get this down for 1. And then we can get rid of Blueberry Nuka is my guess. We have Ritual for Panic Burst. And this is totally an acceptable card to Botchless. We have to watch out that we don't face check into a Sentry though. And looks like we're going to be playing like Yomi Gaming. I don't think we're worried about this. This is probably an Anthill. I don't think we can contest an Anthill. We'll take a turn off. We just want to make sure we're installing something every turn. There's probably an agenda in hand. Let's draw into our... I guess... Wait, do we just Ritual? I think we Ritual here, right? Nice! Okay, so we could Botchless HQ and then Jailbreak to see all of it. We could contest the Spin Doctor. I'm again assuming this is an Anthill, which I don't think we can deal with. We can install Fermenter. We can install Stone Chip. We probably want to Botchless somewhere smart, but I think in this matchup we have to Botchless the Pharaohs because we have no tech against Big Ice. Botchless R&D and Finality. It's not my favorite thing to do because if we hit like we get to Measured really quickly, we're going to die to that. SDS eats our Botchless. It's like, okay. I'd rather play this when we're going from 3 to 7 than from like 0 to 4. Because I think then we'll just have a measured issue. And we're going to have a measured issue. So I think we just set up. I think we can play Stone Chip as a bit of like safety. I guess NFL is a bit more safety. Not really. And then we can just Smartware. And just like value.deck. Let's see the Anthill. Could be a humanoid. Oh, fine. I thought that was above the law. I was going to get upset. So now we have to mash HQ here. Need the right rat to not lose the measured. I'm not sure which the right rat is. I guess all the other ones will help us. I think we just do Botchless Sweep HQ before anything goes into the remote. Because this looks like a desperation play. Yeah, Jai, this is pretty good. It's a turn 5. Like, kind of sick. All right, so we get blown out by... Winchester's not that bad. We'll do a bit of tracing. We're going to sweep the whole hand. And then try and see the top of the deck. Let's see if Tron Rez is here. Looks like he's considering it. Let's show us a big old Komodo dragon for your off the books free. We're in. We'll see all of it. SDS. Okay. I think the Botchless goes. Why not Jailbreak? We can keep this for R&D later. We have the counters. Okay, that was fine. We died to double measured. So double measured, we need a lot of credits. We might have been able to leave that agenda, but with the Spin Doctor, maybe not. He has to like mad top deck multiple measured, so I think we're fine. Stone Chip doesn't really change anything. I think we'll just do our double draw. Okay, that's good. Iru is really good to like cheese the game out. So we're not in a weird spot. I think we install the Taka. They need Mando and first click draw measured. Yeah, they need to hit 2 measures off the top 2 cards. It's like super unlikely. The Stone Chip doesn't change anything because it just puts us to 7 cards. We still die to double measured, which is 8 damage. We're technically on 5. If we click to credit, we're on 6. That's not enough. So I think we just install the Stone Chip here. There's no rush to install the Taka because we're not using breakers. But yeah, we can just put Iru down and see 3 cards every once in a while. We need to contest the Spin Doctor first so that we can actually get lock. But now any turn we run, we have to worry about double measured. It's unlikely to be this turn. Let's see if he has it. Gotta check. Sometimes you have it. All right, install archives. Nobody saw our Iru coming, huh? Okay, that's fine. We now need to install something that's not a connection every turn. So you can install a companion. That'll buy us a bit of time. So let's just keep trucking along. You don't click verbal, do you? Console Onicom actually does help. It's probably pretty good. I think we're going to install the Onicom, hit the twinning, and then just try and do all the money buttons. I think if you're worried, you could have taken NFL credits, get away to archives to go up to 8. Oh yeah, you're right. Archives was open. We could have just done it. Obviously, we're not going to play around that exactly, but yeah, we could have done it. Shibboleth is a bit sad here. But most of the code gates you're expecting are like a Descent and Afshar, which are like very low strength. So we'll install it to keep Paladin sated. We can install Taka. This might force a run in which we just like boost for no reason. It's not particularly good. I honestly think here it's probably fine to hit the Smartware because the game is going to be long enough. And I don't know if we're going to need the credit in the pocket sooner than just clicking this for credit. If we draw Boomerang, we can like Boomerang Finality with Twinning. That sees a lot of cards. But I do think we can hit this instead of clicking for credit. Might be a bit sketchy. Here are the issues we haven't drawn to breakers, so maybe the blueberries are actually worth keeping. Spin Doctor for idiosyncresis and government subs. Let's see what happens. There's definitely a window here, and above the law is going to cost us the game. Idiosyncresis, I think, has bad text for us too. Okay. So, like, are you always running? This also got advanced, which tells us it's not a certain subsection of cards, so it's most likely to be a barrier. That's good news. In theory, it could be like a Colossus, which is still in the game for some reason, or a Shailendra. I don't think there's any other advanceable cards, right? All right. Propeller actually is cheap. It's probably worth playing. Maybe, no, I think you always cheat the Twinning. So I think we can just do DZ Propeller credit. Finality literally being your final. That's how it should be. Ooh, off the books for a counter. Let's see what he gets for it. He does have to reveal it, but he doesn't have to install that card. So it's an Anthill, probably going in the remote server. So we know nothing about the hand, but he did draw an agenda. That would have won the game. So we could pop a Stone Chip. I think we're meant to cut Class Act from this deck. Stone Chip Propeller gets you through Pharaoh. So yeah, the charge on this is also like very flexible. I was going to just crack this for draw here. I think seeing 4 off of R&D is really good. The chance of this being a Sentry is like pretty low. We usually get through R&D. I think you have to install that card. Which one? With off the books? Oh yeah, you may install this card. Excuse me, you're right. I'm thinking of Pivot. So it's definitely that card. So we can jailbreak R&D. We have 4 credits plus 5, 6 plus 7, 8, 9. That should get through this. If it's a Sentry, it won't end the run. So I think we just send it. Is Clean Gateway more important, but then we won't have the credits? I think we'll just go for it. We'll keep the finality for a later turn. Yeah, DRM is also, you can do whatever you want. Draw, Shib, finality, win. It's unlikely to be a code gate, so I don't think we have to Shib. So this is either a lot of credits with Kurapira. We keep her, I think we keep her Propeller. This is very expensive, but we get a Kurapira counter, which is worth something. So we'll do Jailbreak. Oh, Drew Cheswell, that's good. We'll see as many cards as we can. Winchester, Shailendra, Hedge Fund, Idiosyncresis. Fuck. Yeah, I hate to see that. You really do. So unfortunately, we have to play the game with the next 4 cards known. Would a Mestney make you very sad? Oh my god, I totally forgot to play around Mestney. Oh my god, yeah. Yeah, Mestney. Off the book says may install. Yeah, you can you don't have to install it, but I thought you could install a different card, which technically is not true. Pivot says you can do that. There might be agendas in hand. We know there's no measures coming up, which is good. This Cheswa is definitely worth playing, but yeah, we want to do it this turn because of Unicom. We cannot use the Paladin if we don't want to. But Lock is going to be broken pretty quickly. Messi's literally the best dice in BTL. Yeah, it is. We played around on turn 1. I just totally like whiffed. With Onicom, we have enough events in hand that we technically have 5, 6, 7, 8 hand size. So we actually do be double measured usually. I think we just do 2 credits. So this will draw 2 cards. So we technically know that it's 2 unknowns, Winchester, Shailendra. So probably the Shailendra. Doesn't have to be. And then Hedge Fund, Idiosyncresis are next. So we're going to finality after that. All right, let's keep doing our thing. So Smart Work Click was worth it. That's the good one. We still can't break sentries. Unity is a bit better here. So I think we just do Unity with, like, look at our value engine. I think we just install Unity. We can mutual favor for Revolver. I honestly don't think we play the final rat with 13 cards left. Like now Ches was our rat. So I think we install this for 1. And then we just click for 3 credits. Just mutual for Revolver without running first. Yeah, I think we wait for next turn because of DZ. Because this could be the Winchester. Oh no, it can't. It has to be the Shailendra or a Mestney. I think we just take credits. I'm going to keep the extra breaker just in case we get like SDS or something terrible. But this Unity now is pretty good. Oh, we don't know what this is. No, this is an Idiosyncresis, we're pretty sure. Because we saw it off the top of the deck. Okay, so we need to get through this. We can do this. Oh, you can get in the hand this turn. Yeah, you're right. We could have. It's all the same. But here I think we do mutual favor for revolver. In case this is, I don't think we actually do it. Like the chance of this being a Colossus is so low. And even with Colossus, it only trashes one of our fractors, which like, obviously that's not a great place to be in. But we're going to see enough cards. So I think all we do here is finality. If it's a Shylendra, we don't break it. This we have to break pretty expensively, but we have 4 recurring credits, sort of, so that's fine. If we do, yeah, I think we just do credit finality. It puts us on 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's probably enough. If this is a what's it called, a Sentry, so be it. I don't think it is. Like we don't see a lot of Colossi. Oh, Mesny. I don't know if we played around that. Okay, so now we're gonna break with our pocket credits so that we don't have to break the subroutine. Did we goof it? No, this is perfect. I didn't do any of the math. So we knew one of the cards in hands that, so we know HQ is Winchester. The other one. I think this is perfect. Oops. I boosted twice. Imagine I broke ETR. So in theory, we break the ETR here and then we just let this fire. It'd be a shame if we're credit short, but I think we're good. Okay, so we didn't break this last subroutine. You can't lose credits that are not in your credit pool. So now then we get to this tree line, we very cleverly could use Propeller in a pinch, but we're just going to go ahead and use our recurring credits. So we're going to crack the NFL. We're going to break here. So we'll do Taka Taka, Chesva Chesva. We're in. We're going to see all the cards we can. Twinning, 2, Subsidy, Hedge Fund, Makoto Langit. Spin, Makoto. I hate this game of Netrunner. This Netrunner game is terrible. The best thing we do against idiosyncrasies is not have credits. No, it's not 6 agenda. This is probably like 8 agenda BTL. We've seen so many cards and they won't let Nova have anything here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the Spin Doctor's break lock, so that's totally fine. Yeah, trade 10 straight with no agenda is pretty wild. I want to, oh, I forgot we had double draw. I want to install something to duck idiosyncrasies, which I'm not sure what the text is, but I'm pretty sure I lose credits. So I guess we install Eero to go down to 0. Oh yeah, core damage, right? Time to go HQ. Yeah, I think next turn we will. But we know the hand is Shylendra, Winchester, and the other card we saw. So that's the Winchester. That's the Shylendra, which advances the Mesny. And then this is an Idiosyncrasis, which didn't get popped. So I don't think we actually care about anything. It's just like he's going to keep us pinned under Idiosyncrasis, which is fine. We have recurring credits. So the next 5 cards are known. I think we're going to be in a really ugly spot here. I think we just mutual. We'll go get a revolver. Oh, we Onacom the card? Oh no. Card pick Class Act. Class Act with 6 cards left in our deck we don't really want to do. I just want to keep doing this. So I'll keep my credits on DZ. We'll do 1 Paladin to install this to charge a Twinning. We have 4 cards, so we can throw a Class Act. Transfer's probably not worth it. This ice gets ducked for 8. Yeah, keep ducking forever is like not great. If he pops the Idiosyncrasis, so be it. Like at some point we just can't always be under his thumb. Burner's probably not it. My guess, I think we know. We technically don't know. I think we know one of these cards because we saw 3. The last time we dug, we saw 3, I'm pretty sure. Right? It's not on the log for some reason. I don't know why. So I can't remember what those are. We could play Carpe at some point. I think we might as well just do it now. But this is our bounce back. I think we want to have a nice bounce back if we get Idiosyncrasis. So, oh yeah, we have Smartware. Yeah, 100% Smartware. Smartware is actually really smart. I forgot it emptied. I was so used to it. You can do the math after how many clicks it was for the Smartware. All right, the next 4 are known. Yeah, it's the smart move for sure. Next 4 are known. So Tron has drawn a government subsidy and a hedge fund. So it's government subsidy, hedge fund unknown. The top of the deck is Makota, spin, Makota. Kind of weird. I don't know what he's doing with Makota. Besides making idiosyncrasies a bit upsetting. So it's Makota, spin, Makota. There are a lot of counters on the board. Get all your dice. Government subsidy, advance the idiosyncrasies. Okay. I think we just click 4. I don't think there's anything we do besides click 4. We don't have to do any Paladin stuff. We don't have to do any Taka stuff. We, in theory, could Carpe Diem to make a run and then charge our thing and jack out. You refilled Smartware 4 times? Yeah, I think so. Clearinghouse? We saw most cards. I don't think it is a clearinghouse. If it is a clearinghouse, you'll have to triple advance and leave it. If that's the case, we might interact with it. But by then, we might be able to like tunnel R&D. Against clearinghouse, we technically have 6 hard hand size, so it'll take him a bit to get there. I think we just click 4, see what happens with idiosyncrasies. I don't think there's any way we can duck idiosyncrasies here. No. Well, in theory, if he reses idiosyncrasies, can we just boost our breakers? Yeah, if he reses idiosyncrasies, can we just boost our breakers? I don't think it takes money from us. I think we just lose and he gains. I don't think they're actually like attached. But like we can just functionally boost our breakers out of spite. Okay, that's a Makota. So it's spin Makota on top of R&D. He doesn't need a pop if you have no credits though. Yeah, we win. We're controlling. Okay, so that's on 3. So we didn't twinning last turn, which might have been wrong. But in theory, we can Iru here. We hopefully get through this ice. Idio gets money even if you don't have it. Yeah, but then we feel powerful. But then, yeah, he doesn't pop it. So we can Iru, we can see 1, 2, 3, 4. So we see 1 new card. I think we don't do that. I think we just click for 4. Yeah, lose and gain is separated. Yeah, but it's about sending a message. What is the text on idiosyncrasy? I don't even know how to spell it. Syncresis. Nailed it. Gain 3 and the runner loses 2. So we lose 6 here. Bravado HQ. Yeah, why not? It's probably not going to cost us real credits, and we need to use this stuff. Paladin's probably going to see herself out. Yeah, I like it. I think we know there's a sure gamble in here. We don't know the other card. This is a Winchester, which admittedly we can only break so many Winchesters. I guess we do have a Carmen in the bottom 6. Oh, fake window. This one's a bit more worrisome. This Pocket Chest was kind of, sorry, Pocket Propeller is not bad. We also want to find a cheap barrier so we can just get the repair charged. Yep, it's the Winchester. It's fine. So we could use our real credits, but then Talk is going to be upset at us. So I think we're just going to break all of this. We could also take the end the run. But if we break the subroutine, we get another credit. I'll just use, oh, I took a Taka credit. Counter C1. We could consider jacking out here. Side lender is like kind of bad. Take the EDR. I don't know. I think the one power counter revolver is not going to matter. And so we trade a power counter to a credit. Obviously that's a bad trade, but like we just need to get money here. I think we don't need enough twinning counters so we can see the whole hand because we can only use 2 twinning counters and we can generate enough. So we'll see the whole hand. It's Shylender, sure gamble. Yeah, hedge fund. We knew that. Shylender is the other card we knew. We drew a Boomerang. That's good for Paladin, but Paladin will show herself out, or more likely will trash the verbal. Probably trash the verbal. So now we know the next 3 cards on R&D, and we just need to get credits to overwhelm this thing. So I think we just click 3 here, or more accurately. Yeah, let's go. I think we get rid of the verbal. Imagine we trash the smartware. Corpse find a sure gamble. That happened. Shout out to Wenjong. Played some sure gambles in his Corp deck at Worlds. Got in trouble. It was an idiosyncrasis. So this card isn't an agenda. We know this because his turn was idiosyncrasis, install, advance. Sorry, install, advance. So this is another Wait. This is a spin doctor. Because the top of the deck is Spin Doctor, Idio. So we don't have to run this, which means we have to run next turn. Wait, what's the Wenjong gamble story? Wenjong sat down. I think it was his first corp game. He was in the ladies' bath, and the judge got called over. It was like turn 1. I think the runner ran R&D and saw the card and realized it was a sure gamble. They were the sure gambles from Run Together. So like he was like swapping them out. And the judge had to come over to be like, hey, those are meant to be hedge funds. I think everyone understood what happened. He just put sure gambles instead of hedge funds, which made the deck illegal. I don't think he got a game loss. I think he was able to fix the deck because that was the only thing that was wrong. And it was like an understandable problem. But it was also like caught on like turn 1 or turn 2. It's not a great way to start your Worlds run. But yeah, Wenjong did accidentally play sure gambles in his corp deck, which like I've probably done that at some point. I know that we're fairly removed from Worlds. He was in the ladies' bath. Sounds fairly sus. No, the ladies' bath. So the top 2 are known. He can break lock at any point, which means new cards are going to go in the remote server. But we think the density of R&D 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 has to be pretty high. So all we're going to do is gain 4 credits. We're going to try and run, or probably try to install a card more accurately. There's a chance that this is a Pharos or Logjam. Pharos beats Boomerang, Logjam doesn't. So no matter what, I think we still Eero anyways. So over advancing this doesn't seem super important. Install Boomerang to archives. Yeah, it's probably what we do. It beats Mess and Chest, so it beats the parts of Shadowlander that are kind of annoying. And then it charges the twinning. I think we can draw here, but I don't know what we're drawing for. I guess it'd be nice to have a Carmen in hand. Oh, Overclock. That's a good card we put in the deck. So we could see past the lock, but we don't really need to. So this is Spin Doctor Makoto. The top deck is Spin Doctor, followed by Makoto. Also, Carpe instead of clicking for credits. Yeah, maybe we could. I don't think it makes a huge difference. It's nice to have a surprise burst, but like I don't think our money is going to go anywhere fast. So he has a Spin Doctor in hand, a Shylender, and a hedge fund. Onicum draw? Yeah, that's true. The Onicum draw is kind of nice. Yep, Boomerang gets trashed. I don't think there's any ice that can be like super relevantly taxing here. But the problem is we can't get cycle of the Boomerang, so we can't do Paladin forever. So now he played the hedge fund. So his hand is, this is the Shylendra. So his hand is the Spin Doctor. Left, yo, Ren, we set up so good in this game. It was like really, really good. I think we can just go for the Eero here and see deep enough. Like if he reses the spin, 1 card sneaks through. That actually might have been worth something. That 1 card most matter. Yeah, we know this is a Shylendra, which like, that's fine. We actually break it reasonably with Unity considering we have 4 breakers. Yeah, we actually break it really well. So I think we just hit this button. We might win, but he does break lock on 1 card. So he could install Advance in the remote server and we have to be like, what is it? But we're going to see 1, 2, 4 cards. There's the Shylendra. So place an advancement. We don't care. Runner loses 2 cards. So we might as well break that. Do 1 net damage. We could break that. This is all free. So I think we're going to. So we'll use the Taka. I messed up the window. So what will we break? Might as well break that because we're here. We'll use the Taka again. Place 1 advancement on a card. I guess that's annoying. It's worth the credit. And why not? We're not going to use these credits during the run. Let's see if he reses the spin. This is a spin on top of Makota Lankit Grid. So 1 card broke lock. So his hand is Spin Doctor Unknown. What was the last card? I forget. What's the last card? You should leave on 1 on talk and use Chesva completely. I think you're right. Yeah, I thought we wouldn't run in a couple turns. It's not right if we were not going to run for a couple turns, but the fact that we have to run the remote server, you're totally right. We should have used the Taka not as fully as the Chesva. So yeah, that is correct. Unless we think we're going to trash cards here, then the Chesva is relevant. But yeah, the Taka we could use next turn. Unless we steal a 2-pointer. But no, then we win. We'll do twinning, 2. Nice. No, we used the Chesva fully. Good game. Man, so that is like the Nova game where you set up your massive engine. Thank you. Thank you. You too. I got lucky to stop you in your tracks in the mid game, but what a stable start for Nova. Yeah, it was a really stable start. Yeah, we can trash Winchester, Messney. It's 1 agenda. No, the deck only has 18 points. Maybe Tron will let us know if something snuck through hand, but there's 1 unknown card in hand. Smartware 13 credits, 9 card verbal plasticity. These were really good. Like Smartware on turn 1 was just good enough, and verbal on turn 1 was perfect. Now that it's gone, but the verbal like actually made our other card draw seem really, really quite bad. Very good, very good. Wait, Tron, I don't know what you're saying right in regards to because of chat delay. It was tough. Oh yeah, the stable start for Nova. Yeah, the start for us was absurd. It was really, really absurd. Very good. What's left in the bottom of our deck? I think our shirt. No, it's the Carmen, which that's a good panic breaker. Teleware Contract we would have definitely hit if we had it. The Singleton Pinhole drawing late is actually kind of nice because we can check what's in the remote server without over committing. Not that the server is that hard to run. And then the Decklist is like kind of whatever town. Yeah. Yeah, good sweep. Cool. This is much closer to the sort of Nova that I think I would play and actually probably enjoy, which is just like bangers, only bangers, not a combo deck, just bangers. And still, I think we're at like 42 cards. You could argue what we want to cut, but I think we've been cutting the right stuff. I think we're pushing ourselves in the right direction. I think maybe Propeller isn't it. Like maybe you do play Rising Tide. I can't be sure. What do we end up trashing for the 2 SDS? The Botulus that we got into HQ and the Fermenter that was at 2 charges. Hey, GG's. Only bangers in the building. Cool. Anyways, you can find that link to this list, which I'll modify the NetRunnerDB and put it in the description. We had a 50% win rate today with Nova, which like, hey, that's kind of what you want. That's exactly what you'd hope for Nova. That's perfect. Everything is nice and even, which is really great. But that's the list we ended up on. It is still 42 cards, which, hey, you're getting used to that 40 card minimum. But yeah, I don't know. I think Keiko might have been better in that matchup. I think we actually would have appreciated the credit return from Keiko way more than the Onicom card draw. I don't honestly know if Toronto's playing measured. I don't think he is, as much as I think he should be. Cool. Thanks for hanging out. That was the Nova Day. 50% is higher than the average runner win rate of Showdown, by the way. Yeah, I know. I saw. I can't believe the runner win rate is as bad as it is, considering how I feel playing Corporation. That's mostly it. We're going to be back next Thursday. Next Thursday stream I'm really excited about because it's we're going to be playing Paper ONR Original 1996 Netrunner. I have a whole bunch of cards and we're going to try and build some decks and play with Pat. So tune in next Thursday or watch the VOD. I think I'm looking really forward to it, let alone having Pat over. It's been like a long time since we've seen Pat. Thank you for the stream. Thanks, Transfer, for hanging out. I think that's mostly it. There's so much stuff to watch this weekend. I talked about it all during the news section, but if you're looking for more Netrunner content, I'm going to link like 3 to 5 things in the description. Shout out also to the YouTube description if you're not checking them out. I spend a lot of time doing publishing on this channel. So underneath you can see like all the deck lists and all the stuff we play. It's always been the case on YouTube. You just have to hit the more button on the description, but I put a lot of time into timestamps and all this sort of stuff. So please check it out. And we'll have links to a whole bunch of stuff. Like there's big streams this weekend with the Showdown, podcasts. Jeff did a live stream, which is great. There's a lot of stuff to check out. So do look in that description. And speaking of that sort of time, all this sort of publishing stuff, it's already like midnight. I need to go to sleep, but board time happens after every single stream where I do all the stuff. I make a thumbnail. I do all the stuff. I add the deck lists. I do all the accreditation. None of this stuff would be possible without the names of all these people here and more that help support the Metropole Grid to make it what it has been for such a long time and hopefully what it continues to be. Thank you to all these names here and our daily cast patrons. Let's support the channel on Patreon. You can find a link below. If you want to support the channel in a way that costs you no dollars, which is incredibly appreciated as well, if you just want to leave a like on the channel, on the video, leave a comment, all that stuff is really quite nice. I've been really bad at answering YouTube comments. I'm kind of at the point where I'm like in debt forgiveness, where I just have to be like, just get over it. Just start responding to things because I stopped doing it and then I'm falling further behind. So apologies if you left a comment and I haven't done anything. I'll sit down on a nice Friday and respond to everyone. There's this person who crashes out on some channel who looks suspiciously like you, who might go live this Sunday. Yeah, I'll be on Sunday. We play some Marvel Champions on Sunday. I look forward to that too. Sunday's gonna be good. A dude that crashes out is so funny. More like the crash out space. You gonna have ONR overlays? Yeah, I am. I'm gonna have ONR overlays. I have all the cards. I have to import them. This is what I mean. It's like there's so much stuff that goes on in the channel behind the scenes that takes a lot of time, but I will be downloading every single ONR card and labeling them and cutting them out so that they show up on the overlay that you're used to on this channel. Showing ONR cards is kind of worthless if you can't see the cards, so I'm gonna make sure that you can see the cards and we'll have the cards. So it's gonna be a lot of time to make that make sense, but it'll be good when we have it. That is mostly it. Thanks so much for hanging out. Hopefully you have a good week, or at least a good Thursday night, and we'll be back in a week. Cheers.